Okay, can you hear me now? If you can hear me, leave a message in the chat. Okay, we've got two people here, and Justin M can hear me. All right. Not exactly sure how this is gonna go. I realized that if you use your glass, or if you have your glasses on during the game, it can pick up on the reflection, and you might get a copyright strike for that. So we might have to take those off. Can't promise that my eyesight's going to be the best, but we'll see what we can work with. Feel free to ask me any questions now if you'd like. Obviously, the game starts at 8. If I can't watch it, um, then I'll probably just do the Q&A without it, but we will see, and you can ask questions now. That's all cool. We have 3 people. That's awesome. So, yeah. Also, this is definitely like a new learning experience because who do I think will win tonight or like the series in general? Um, I want to say Tampa Bay, but I think that Carolina might be just like desperate enough to stay alive because it's like if you lose tonight, you go down 3-0 for Game 4 in Tampa Bay. So, normally I'd probably pick Tampa Bay, but I'm going to say that tonight Carolina wins it just to stay alive, force at least a Game 5 back in PNC Arena. But we'll have to see how we've got 4 people. Honestly, like the fact that we have anyone is good because I was a little worried that I'd end up doing this and then nobody would show up, which makes sense. I'm pretty tiny as a YouTuber, but if we could, just get a little traction here, see how this goes tonight, that'll be cool. And then feel free to ask more questions if you like, even if it's not hockey related or it could be something non NHL related, anything in general. I am free to talk about that. We got time. And then I'll try to do a split screen and see what happens if I do that. Oh, that actually works out really well. I'll just take off my glasses and then we will go from there. Looks like we still got 3 people, so at least we're keeping an audience. And, it's one of those deals that I don't really care. You can ask as many questions as you want. It's just you and me. I'll at least be here for an hour, maybe longer. Um, so, yeah. I'm kind of hoping that tonight we get subscriber 250. We're at 249 last time I checked. And is it the biggest deal to get 250? I mean, in terms of like getting paid, no, but I feel like just hitting a milestone in general would be pretty cool to hit 250, a fourth of the way to getting 1,000. Obviously, you have to get 4,000 watch hours, but get paid for that to be a pretty sweet deal. And, you know, just getting closer to 1,000, I guess. I think maybe we could get there if we get some videos that pop off this summer. And of course, the NHL being the NHL, they're not going to start this game on time. It's one of those things that, they're bound to do it 15, 20 minutes after they say the start date is. Personally, it's kind of one of those things that I think they should start it on time. Um, if you say it's going to start at 8:15, there's no reason that everybody shouldn't be ready to go. Usually, it seems like they are at least 15 minutes behind, which is kind of frustrating. Why did you pick your favorite teams to be your favorite teams? I did a video on that once, but I'll explain it here because I don't have a problem explaining it. I know that I'm getting some more subscribers and stuff like that. So I ended up picking. Oh, we lost somebody. That stinks. That's all right though. So I ended up picking my favorite teams for just a variety of reasons. So I was a big Ohio guy for a while there. When I first got back into sports, I was a big Cleveland Indians fan, big Cleveland Browns fan, and a Cavs fan for a while there. I'm not really too big into basketball anymore, but I wanted to have an Ohio team to cheer for. So Blue Jackets being the only hockey team in Ohio is why I picked them. And then for the Canucks, I'd always liked them kind of as a kid. Um, I had just really liked Luongo. I liked the logo, and I'm trying to make sure the game's loading here. And I like the logo, the colors. I used to play on NHL, like whatever it was when I was a kid. I liked them. I got out of hockey for a while, and then I got back into it. Just really enjoyed watching them play. My friend is a Canadians and Blackhawks fan, and we picked one American team we liked and one Canadian team we liked. He picked the Habs. I picked the Canucks, and for him, it's looking pretty good. We talk about it. I'd say at least once a day about hockey, and it's looking really good for him for the Canadians. He's a big Carey Price fan. He's actually got a Carey Price jersey. So I wonder if he's been wearing that for the playoffs. Good question, though. And then I think there's another game on tonight, Bruins and Islanders. Almost covered that one, but it seemed like more people wanted me to cover this. I'm going to try to watch it. Favorite hockey game you've been to? Okay, so I've been to a bunch of minor league hockey games. I've been to only one NHL game, but it was an amazing game. So I live in the Midwest. I don't really say where just because I don't want to have that released yet. I will once I get closer to moving, once I graduate college. But my friend being a big Blackhawks fan, we live pretty good distance away from them. For his birthday, we actually both skipped school. That was like the one time my mom actually allowed it. And I think it was a late Sunday night game. It was Montreal versus Chicago, which makes sense, him being a Canadians fan and him being a Blackhawks fan. And we watched that game. That was probably 4 or 5 years ago. They were both contenders. I think that year Montreal won the Atlantic. Chicago might have had the best record in the West, something like that. And we actually saw a great game. It was 3-2, I believe Chicago won. And that was where Patrick Kane had the second best goal of the year. So that's definitely my favorite one we went to. It was competitive. It was a sold out crowd. At the time, I was kind of a Hawks fan. I really had a Corey Crawford jersey. I had really just got back into hockey. Actually, it might have been more than 3 or 4 years ago. But yeah, so that was probably my favorite one. We went to a ton of ECHL games where we live. We went skating on the weekends, stuff like that. So, but I definitely say that NHL game was my favorite game. That's another good question, too. So that was muted the whole time. So you didn't even hear what I was saying. My apologies there. But, yep. Yeah, I muted it. So Mark Scheifele gets the 4 game ban. I forgot about the mute button that I did there, but yeah, Scheifele gets the 4 game ban, and I expected it to probably be in the 4 to 8 game range. I kind of expected it to hover around there. It's a playoff, so I figured they might go lighter 4 games. I only got to see it once. It looked pretty brutal. Seems like some people might be changing their minds about it again, um, but it still was pretty rough, and it's going to be tough for Winnipeg to deal with that 4 game absence. But at the same time, though, they've got the experience, they've got some shooters, they've got the goalie, so they should still be in this series. If they got beat quick, that would be a rough reflection of this team. And then anybody, if you're new, I know we keep like losing and gaining people. You can just believe whatever you want. Questions. It doesn't even have to be about hockey. Jeremy Smith says my logo is cool. Thank you. My wife made it. We rebranded probably about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. just so that way we could do all hockey in general, cover that. We already did, but I think the name of Blue Jackets Brigade kind of made it harder to get a bigger audience. And I wanted to do things with more colors, so I like that look. So thank you very much. I'll make sure to tell her that she likes the fact that I like the logo so much, and it seems like a lot of people like it as well. So makes her happy. She does a lot of stuff. She's actually going to be selling stuff on Etsy soon. She does a lot of creative stuff. So thank you to her. Will you watch the game tonight for the Lightning as like a watch party? We will see. I've got the game pulled up here. Um, I don't have my glasses on because I'm trying not to get a copyright strike or anything like that. Just because I can't afford a copyright strike or anything like that. So I will try to watch it, but I do have it minimized to where it's like a half and half screen. I don't think I'll be able to see the players, but I do think I could say if somebody scored, stuff like that. I'll have to see going forward what I could do about that. That kind of stinks because I have really bad eyesight. I actually legally have to drive with glasses on. So I think it's kind of unfair that you could get a copyright strike for having your glasses on with a playoff game. I don't think anybody's going to actually watch the game through my glasses, so might have to look into that more, but I have heard of that happening to somebody, so that's why I was a little bit careful tonight. Has the game started yet? My feed might be a little delayed. It looks like they're going out for the anthem, and it's still the anthem. Now we're at a commercial break. No surprise there. Really excited for the atmosphere in Tampa Bay. It's such a fun place to watch them play. I want to go there one day. My wife's sister actually lives about 20 minutes away from there, so I think maybe we could visit her, go to a Lightning game. I actually have an uncle that lives about there that houses or has a bunch of apartments that he owns. My great uncle, I don't know. He's like 70 or something like that, but he likes to go to Rays games. Maybe we could do that as well. And we have one person watching. Yikes. Whew. Maybe I'll check my... The pennant is cool. Thank you. I actually got... I don't know if you can see both of them. I think you can. So I got these two. I think it was on Fanatics, and I actually bought a third one. I'm going to start adding a few more Canucks things in here. So I got a third pennant. It's going to be a Canucks pennant, and we're going to add that there. But yeah, I love this reverse retro pennant. It's actually got a thing where it's supposed to be really good at not crinkling, and they put it in the mail and wrapped it up like a normal pennant, and I freaked out thinking that it would be crinkled, but it actually held out really well. The one to my right was crinkled really, really bad when I got it. I had to put books and stuff on it to get it uncrinkled. Why they put it in there when the package said handle with care, I don't know. But we got it worked out. It looks good now. And then we're probably just going to get some more Canucks gear, maybe around Christmas time, and do it like that. That'll be pretty cool there. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think this thing is really being up to date, saying I only have one person. I think I have more than that, just because... How do you think Seattle will manage this year? Okay, so this is one video I thought about doing for a minute. Sorry, I just got that Mark Scheifele notification on my watch. So I thought about doing an expansion draft video. I think that they could do really well. It seems like defensemen are going to be a area they could possibly venture out to and get some good defensemen. A project that they could do is Shane Gostisbehere, if that's how you say his last name. I always forget. Yeah, his offensive numbers have dipped, but it's kind of been since Vigneault got there, and I think that's not a coincidence that his production tapered off once the new coach got there. If they could get him in Seattle, maybe he could get some of the offensive punch back. I don't think he's he's got great defensive numbers, but if they could get the offense back, get somebody that could be probably a top 4 guy. I'm not going to say that he's going to be a top 2 guy, but Seattle, I think they could do pretty well. Unfortunately for them, the Blue Jackets aren't available for goalies for the expansion draft. I'm pretty sure like Elvis and Korpisalo are both safe. I know they both had bad years, but I thought if they were available, they might have picked one of them. That'll be really interesting to see, though. Looks like they have Mrazek in net tonight, and Vasilevsky will obviously be in net. No surprise there. Yeah, this is my first time doing a live. Justin, I can't remember if you subscribe or not. I think you seem familiar. It doesn't show the profile pic. That's why I'm not sure. But yeah, it's my first time, so I think it'll be a little bit off. It says we got three. I'm just kind of like, going off here to see what we got. Like I said, I probably won't be able to reveal numbers or anything like that just because I'm pretty blind. But if we can get a close up and a replay, I can talk about that. And I've kind of talked about Mrazek a lot, saying he could be a good offseason guy. I think he might be a UFA. If he's not, he's an RFA for Carolina. I'm pretty sure that he's a UFA, though. There's a lot of teams that could probably stand to get him. Washington would probably be a team if they could get it. That'd be huge. Well, who do I think will win the cup? It's tough because I don't want to give away predictions, but if I had to say the best odds, probably Tampa Bay or Colorado. Something just seems off about Vegas. I don't know what it is. And then the game has started, so Carolina's got the puck in Tampa's end, and it looks like they're going to be clearing the puck out here. Nope. Traffic at the net, behind the net. Still behind the net. And if they can get the puck up close, that's where Vasilevsky's allowed a lot of goals. That makes sense. Pucks in deep. Makes a lot of sense there, but Vasilevsky's really struggled to keep the puck out of the net in close. So if they can just get center, get somebody up there, they'll probably be all right. And if they can get Tampa Bay to play really sloppy like they did in the first period of game one, there's no reason they shouldn't win this series. I said that if they lost the series quick, it'd be concerning. But with the way these games have played out, it's not super, super concerning since they've been competitive. They just, didn't get the good balances. So Tampa Bay is going to be taking it into Carolina's end. And it looks like the puck is behind the net. Can't tell who's clearing it out because I am blind. Oh, you're at the game. Wow, I'm kind of surprised you would choose to watch my thing. What do I plan to do after college? Thank you for watching it while you're at the game, though. What do I plan to do after college? So I actually work at ESPN3, and that is through my university. I have worked on air for multiple different things for baseball, softball. I'm probably going to do soccer, maybe football if they allow me as well. But afterwards, I'm just going to apply at a bunch of minor league hockey places or professional places and see if I can get in there. I'm going to still continue to do YouTube. Hope to make this my profession someday. I'm not a super professional guy, obviously, but probably try to do broadcasting, even if it's not sports related, for a few years till this is able to be sustainable to live off of. But yeah, I plan on still doing like 4 videos a week on here once school starts back up. I'm a senior in college. And I was worried about what my grades would be once I started doing YouTube, but I made the dean's list both semesters that I've done this. I've got like a 3.73 GPA in college, so I am able to handle it. It's kind of crazy to handle, especially since I'll work about 28 hours per week at ESPN3 sometimes, which is really fun, don't get me wrong, but it's crazy hectic schedule, but my wife puts up with it. She's amazing. Yes, I am in college and got married my sophomore year, so not a normal story, but we're going on 2 years and everything's good. You'd make a good podcaster. Thank you, thank you. So actually, when we first started doing YouTube, and I know I'm venturing away from the game, when we first started doing YouTube, they were podcasts, and they were about 30 to 40 minutes every week, just once a week. It was just kind of a branch out of what was happening over the week, and that's what we did there for a while. And we decided maybe just doing videos in general where you got to see my face would be a better thing. And as we see Tampa Bay moving the puck into the neutral zone, I can't tell who that is. Again, I'm so blind. I apologize for that. But yeah, we ended up switching it up from podcast. I've heard some people say they want the podcast back. So maybe if I get to do this full time, I could do some podcast once I'm able to have more free time, because I know if you work at a factory and you're able to listen to stuff, or maybe a grocery store or something like that, you can listen to music now. It seems like they're loosening up on stuff like that. So I know that listening to podcasts was huge for me. And the factory I worked at for 2 summers, you weren't able to do that. But my last job that I had, besides ESPN3, you were. So hockey podcast was a big, big way that I got through work, because I did not like my job. But I will not reveal the company because I'm not trying to get in trouble. So Carolina looks like they could be putting trouble on Tampa Bay. Looks like a big thing they're struggling with is maintaining the puck and getting second chances if they are able to get a shot off. And then if I feel a little meh today, I apologize. I get my second dose of the vaccine, so that's that. I feel pretty fine, but yeah, there we have that. And Tampa Bay is in Carolina's zone, but they turn over the puck, regain possession back in the neutral zone. It'd be a lot better if I could see who has, had the puck so I could say names, but I'm going to be honest, I don't even see their numbers. My eyesight's so bad. I have to watch the game with my glasses on, full screen, almost right in my face. My vision's so bad. Actually, my mom realized I need glasses. When I first started walking, I'd run into walls because I couldn't see them. So holy cow, we have like 8 people in here. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, so we have Vasilevsky playing the puck. And one thing I wanted to say for this, I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you play the puck, don't go too far out. Jacob Markstrom, one of my favorite goalies when he was on the Vancouver Canucks, sadly on the Calgary Flames, he liked to go way out and play the puck. It made me really uncomfortable. Not a big fan of that. Stay close to the net, play the puck there, let the defenseman do the work as we got Carolina coming in here. What TV channel are they broadcasting the game? I think it's NBC. Pretty sure they have the rights. NBC always has a bunch of ads on their like NBC Sports thing, though. I always hate it. Okay, Carolina's got the puck, but they're in their own end trying to get the puck out. It's behind the net. And again, feel free to leave a comment down here. We'll probably do a few more of these for the second round. I don't want to do them for the third round. I just want to say conference finals, but it is the third round this year just because I want to do game reviews. We might do it if the reviews go pretty well. We'll have to see. But when trailing, the Hurricanes are 2-0 in the series. That can't be right. Maybe I'm reading something wrong. I can't even read the screen, so that's kind of on me. But I'll squint in here, and it disappeared as I squinted in. My bad. But yeah, I think that thank you. You're doing a great job. Thank you. I think that it's one of those things that I've broadcasted baseball, I've broadcasted softball, I've been a color analyst. Actually got to work with a guy I've had plenty of classes with, great guy. He's going to do a lot of great things. It is a lot easier to cover baseball and softball just because of the speed of the game. Hockey is so difficult to cover just because you've got the line changes and it's just the speed of the game is incredible. So if you're able to broadcast hockey effectively, that is amazing just because you've got so many players, you're going to have to know their names. And if you screw it up, everybody will know. And the pronunciation is not always easy, especially with the guys that are coming out of, Sweden, Norway, Russia, stuff like that. You have to learn, which I think it makes it easy. There's a lot of great websites like Pro Hockey Reference. They have a pronunciation guide that I use a lot. So if you're never sure how to pronounce somebody's name, just look that up and then look it up on YouTube. And my wife is here giving me a glass of water. Thank you so much. I think she could tell my throat was getting scratchy. Get like that. But, Vasilevsky, I did a video on him. I do think he should win the Vezina. I think he's a deserving candidate, but we'll see how it goes. And it looks like Carolina had a really good chance here up in front of the net on the replay. But if Tampa Bay could just stay off the PK, they'll probably be all right for this series. I think Carolina might just be a few pieces away from really being a true contender. I really like a lot of the core pieces they have, but, you look at especially Colorado and Tampa Bay, I think that they've just got a better roster. And, I still think Vegas is a good team, but something just, especially this year, it feels off. Like, I think with this group, they're not going to win a cup. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you think. And again, make sure to feel free to leave a comment down below. And nope, that was not what I thought. I thought they had a good chance. Probably look like a psychopath. I can't see anything. We're at a commercial break here, so feel free to ask questions. And this is my first live. I'm trying to avoid the noise from outside. There's a carnival or something like that going on outside my apartment for the past 7 days, and they go on till about 12 some nights, so you don't really get a lot of great sleep, but that's all right. And, so far it's kind of been just a game where it looks like they really can't get out of their own ends or the neutral zone and keep turning over the puck whenever they have possession, so we'll have to see if that continues. Did I go to the carnival? I did so far, and I went and got an elf in here 2 alpha years actually. And I'm 21, but I think a weird thing is like I don't like teenagers a lot. And I know that I was just a teenager, I get that. But especially that 14 to 16 category, that range is just absolutely atrocious. The way they act, the way they just kind of handle themselves. And unfortunately, there's a ton of those people. And I'm not saying all 14 to 16-year-old kids are bad, but the ones that were there, they act terrible. Um, and, my mom always taught me to be respectful out in public. And the way they act, it's just like, where are your parents? Because you're acting like a child. How old is my wife? She is 21 as well. She's going to be, no, 22, sorry. Her birthday was just last week, I believe. It's 26th a week ago. I'm bad at math. I So her birthday was just recently. That's why I goofed up there. But yeah, she's 22. Just turned 22 on the 26th. So we had a fun little day there. And we're not done with all of her birthday ideas yet. The weather was really bad on her birthday where we lived. It rained a lot, so we've got a few more fun ideas for her birthday, kind of like a post-birthday celebration. And it looks like, can't see here, if they would drop the puck, we'd know exactly what's happening. Okay, neither side's on the power play. I thought Carolina might be, but no, they're not. They're taking a face-off in their own end, so we'll see how that goes. Who's taking the face-off? I think it's Stahl. I kind of expected them to go to Mrazek just out of desperation. I talked about that in another video. What other hobbies do you like besides hockey? That's a really good question. Thanks for asking. So, I really love hiking. I love camping. I wouldn't say I'm an outdoorsman. I'm not, Mr. Paul Bunyan or anything like that. But I think that, I like to camp a lot. I grew up, I camped. My grandparents had a little piece of land, and, I was kind of blessed to have a great childhood with them. Kind of had a crazy life, but my grandparents were just such amazing people, still are. And, I like to spend a lot of time outdoors if we can. My wife and I, we like to hike a lot. We hike a trail that's about 11 miles sometimes, 12 miles, something like that. And we just, I love the magnet fish. If you never heard of that, where you just throw a magnet in the water and pull out magnets. I think it kind of cleans up the ponds and stuff. I like to fish as well, so I don't want there to be a bunch of nasty stuff in the water. My other grandpa on my mom's side, he liked to fish a lot too. He kind of passed that down to me. And yeah, I like to, clean up the water, make sure it's safe. I actually pulled like some netting off a turtle once. So stuff like that. I'm big into history, love history. I watch a lot of history videos, kind of a nerd in that category. I actually got like a national award for winning like I took a national government test for history in 6th grade that you had to do. I got like a government award. Another person in my school did, so I'm not saying other people didn't, but been a big history junkie, love history. I used to read a lot of books about wars and stuff like that. War is obviously terrible, but just a big history junkie. Trying to think. Outside of that, there might be a few more hobbies that I'm just blanking on, but just kind of hanging out outdoors. If I'm inside, I like to bowl. I like to do stuff like that. Really anything like that. So yeah, sorry to keep yammering on here. Now we've got Tampa Bay going into the neutral zone. I can't tell who's on the right side. Might be Kucherov. I'm so blind, I apologize. And they are fighting along the boards here. Carolina looks like they'll dump it out. Tampa Bay keeps it in. Back on the boards. Goes to the middle. Can't get the shot off. Gets a shot off. Won't go. Carolina is not in possession. Tampa Bay still has it. Back behind that. Fighting along the boards. Looks like Tampa Bay will get it. Back to the blue line. Passes it. Passes again. Left side. High slot. Misses. Goes again. Tampa is going to get back, and it looks like it'll be an icing on Carolina. What was your favorite Looney Tunes character? Okay, so yeah, I don't know if this is right because there's so many of them. I really like the chunky pig. I really like animals that are kind of like fat, I guess. I don't know what it might have. Porky the pig, I think was his name. I like him, which makes sense. I like pugs. I like bulldogs. I like stuff like that. He was just kind of funny, little awkward guy. I liked a lot of them, but I'd say Porky Pig was probably my favorite. Looks like Tampa Bay will be taking the face-off here. They do not win it. Back behind the boards. Still fighting. Tampa Bay maintains possession behind the net. Going for wraparound. Couldn't get it. Puck's loose. Back to, nope, spin around. Back along the right boards. Fighting off the defender. Tampa Bay maintains possession. They're going around, going for a shot. Can't get it. Fighting at the net. Going at the net. It looks like the play will stop. Things get a little frisky there. A little fighting. Oh, you can hear the button when I mute it and unmute it. My apologies. Sometimes I have hiccups, so I think I've got hiccups from drinking this water. That's all right. So it looks like Stamkos might have had a chance at the net, but active sticks kept him away. And feel free to ask as many questions as you like. I don't mind, as long as you... Have you seen any good movies recently? Okay, yes. I think I'm allowed to talk about movies on here as long as it's in a good way. So I love movies that are kind of like in that era of 1870 to 1920 where it's like man's able to explore things and like nature is not unable to be conquered, I guess, but it's still very wild. So I watched a movie called Cold Skin, and it was a weird movie, but I really liked it. It was about this guy that was going over um, to like some island to be like a weather guy to like track the wind or something like that. And there's another guy there, and they have to like fight off these creatures that attack at night. I'm a big horror movie guy. I like comedies too, but like sci-fi stuff like that, where it's like sci-fi slash I guess retro or something like that. That's really good. Cold Skin was great. I actually recommended it to my friend and his girlfriend, so hopefully they watch it because I want to talk about it. I saw a Quiet Place too. Yeah, my wife and I just saw that recently. We went to a theater that was actually a little bit farther away than the one that we are by because it's cheaper and it was actually a nicer experience, which was weird. But Quiet Place 2 is a really, really good movie. I like the first one more. I won't give any spoilers away, but yeah, I thought they were both really good. Quiet Place, the first one, was one of those movies. I think there's probably been 3 movies that I've seen in theaters since I've been alive and kind of like a teenager, I guess, where I could say, if I ever had kids, these were the movies that when I saw, I was just kind of amazed. And I think A Quiet Place was one of them just because it was kind of unique. And I really liked it. And it looks like Carolina's got it in Tampa Bay's end. They kick it on over to defenseman. They kick it on down low. Behind the net. Cycling around. Still behind the net. And that's kind of a trend that I think I've noticed here is, Carolina, they want to play behind the net. Tampa Bay does too, but it seems like both sides just really are struggling to maintain possession going behind the net. Although I think Tampa Bay might have had a good wraparound. It's 0-0 from what I'm seeing. Again, mine might be behind. My Wi-Fi is just absolutely terrible, so it's probably a few minutes behind. Actually, when I do series reviews, I have to really keep a track on my phone because the Carolina video, or not Carolina, the Carolina game had been done for about 3 or 4 minutes, but my thing was so far behind because of my bad Wi-Fi that I didn't even know. So I apologize if it is behind. Tampa Bay has the puck, dumps it off, try to maintain possession, get a long shift here in Carolina's end. And if you are Carolina, you can't afford to lose tonight. You don't win against teams like Tampa Bay 4 games in a row. I mean, you could, but chances are low. You got to come back to Carolina, ideally 2-2, but obviously you have to have it 3-1, win in Carolina, force a game 6, worst case scenario, then force a game 7. But we will see. That's going to be tough. And it looks like, what was it? They stopped the play for some reason. Can't tell why. And we managed to keep a pretty decent audience. I know that obviously I'm not super entertaining. I apologize for that. But, we seem to have a good discussion here. We've had some highlights of some people here so far. And I've enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it as well. We're at a commercial break here, and it's still tied. If the Hurricanes lose game 3, I expect game 4 to be. I don't know. I kind of expect Tampa to play super defensively and Carolina try to jump out to the gate. But I think if Carolina gets a lead in game 3, or game 4, that is, I think they're just going to get lazy, I guess, and try to just hold on to the lead, which is something you should never do. Always, always, always try to still apply smart pressure, that is. Don't just be dumb and turn over the puck and try to get a big rush for no reason if you're not going to just be, outnumbered. But I think that's something we could watch for in game 4 if Carolina doesn't win game 3. And if you hear screaming, it's because of the carnival out there. The rides aren't even bad either, by the way. They're not scary or anything like that. They're super tiny, so I don't know why people are screaming. I know the kids, it makes sense if they do, younger kids, but I've seen adults scream, and I think it's just to be dramatic. Still the commercial break here. I hate how long commercial breaks are. My grandpa has said it before, and I really do think that a notification on my phone telling me I should work out. Yeah, I'm not very good at that. Who will win tonight? Tough to say. I think Carolina, just because they're desperate. You can't go down 3-0 against Tampa Bay. That's just a recipe for disaster. I'm running out of water. That's all right. Do you like any other teams? Yes. Well, I guess besides the Canucks and the Blue Jackets, not officially, I don't have their gear. I think I have teams that I have soft spots for. I think Buffalo's one just because, they've been bad for a long time. And I'd love to see Eichel get some playoff hockey. I think the Canes are a big one. When I was in kindergarten, they won the cup. I bet 50. Oh, you bet money on. Okay, yeah. But I think that the score is 0-0 from so far. But yeah, I think the Carolina Hurricanes might be a team I have a soft spot for just because when I was a kid they won the cup and just kind of a fun team, I thought. And I really like the Stahl brothers. Now, as they're in the Columbus Blue Jackets division, I don't root for them when they play the Blue Jackets, but no, outside of that, I much rather would have the Hurricanes win this than the Lightning just because they just won a cup. And if you have not subscribed and you're here, make sure to subscribe if you would like. We put out videos over the summer almost once a day, probably at least 5 a week, if not more. Carolina's got a great chance here. Goes for the backhand. Can't get it. That could have been a goal right there. Say 50 pounds or 50 cents. I'm so blind. I think it's, or not 50 pounds, 50 euros. If they win, I will sub. Well, the Hurricanes have to win now. They have to do it. So we get the sub. You can be subscriber 250. That'd be a big milestone for me. We've got some growth. We've had some videos that have done pretty well in the sense that they've got a lot of subscribers. I know some people don't seem to like what I have to say, and that's fine. I never have been somebody that will say stuff just to make everybody happy. And if you don't have the same opinion as me, that's fine too. I really don't mind it. You're allowed to have a different opinion on me. I try to avoid politics at all cost on here, but in the hockey sense, if you have a different opinion than me, that's completely fine too. I've had plenty of opinions that people say I suck, and it is what it is. I've had that. People have said so many worse things to me, and it doesn't even faze me. So it looks like Carolina will have a face-off here. I can't even tell how much time is left in the period. 6 minutes? I don't know. I can't even see. 250. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 250. Thank you. I hope the Hurricanes win for you. I've never got big into sports betting. One of the guys that I work with on the broadcast does it. He's actually a finance major, and he seems like a good guy. He helped his brother do investing outside of the sports world, but also inside that. And it seems like he's made some money. If I had more money, I think I'd have him help me out because he seems like a really smart guy. But I'm just not a big gambler. I think that if I had more money, maybe just a little bit, just a sprinkle. But right now I'm a college student, so I'm broke. and I just want to make sure. Obviously, I'm married, so I've got somebody else to worry about too. So I'm definitely not going to be going out spending a bunch of money. Um, Not necessarily on betting. And Carolina has scored. What in the world? No, no, sorry. I'm well, no, no. It's commercial break. It looks like. So I don't know. It looks like Carolina might have scored there, but then they sit on the lights for Tampa Bay. So I don't know. It looked like maybe my eyes are that bad, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with sports gambling. I just think that a lot of people, especially my friends that are still very single and don't even have girlfriends, they know how to blow money. I tell you what, they will buy some crazy things. Crazy. Greetings from Germany. Thank you so much. Yes, my family's actually from Germany. I actually have my tattoo that's our family crest that is obviously German based. We researched that, so I got my German family crest tattooed on here. And I've recently started following the Bundesliga. If you follow that, um, kind of exciting. Obviously, I know there's not a ton of competition with Bayern being really good, but it's still fun. I like to follow it. Got this commercial break. My guess is they're probably going to review it, I would guess. And I'm just going to have my wife knock on the door whenever she wants me to end this because I could keep going forever. That's part of the problem. I could just keep doing this till my computer dies. But, obviously, whenever she wants me to end this, we'll do that just because it's going to be a crazy day. But a good day. Good day. We've got some fun things planned. We're going to have some good dinner. Probably tomorrow if I'm feeling all right. Let's see. Have some pulled pork sandwiches, I think. Get some water here before the game starts back up. Let me know who you guys root for and why you root for them. That'll be really cool to hear. It can be really random too. I know some teams I just kind of rooted for them when I was a kid just because I loved their jerseys, their logo, or the player. I mean, heck, that's how I ended up with the Canucks, the Longo, the Canucks logo. Blue Jackets because you live there. Good call. Still yet to go to a Blue Jackets game. The 3 times I was supposed to go, it got called back. So it looks like there was a no goal there. Carolina's got the puck in there or in Tampa Bay's end, excuse me. They got pressure on the net. Goes back behind the boards. Sticks active. Managed to knock the puck loose still in Tampa Bay's end. You root for Tampa Bay? Fair. I mean, they're a good team. They've been really good for a while now. Got a lot of great pieces. A lot of good pieces. Kind of curious to see if they keep Stamkos. Oh, it looks like it might have been his stick was too high when he scored the goal. Was it? This replay is weird. No, that was something else. I tell you, I'm going to get LASIK. Once I get enough money, I'm getting LASIK so I can actually see. Go Whalers. Okay, yeah, Whalers. Yeah, sure, that works. They had great colors, great logo. Kind of wish they were back. I'm sure Tampa Bay Lightning fans would sacrifice the Panthers to get the Whalers back, right? I'd like to see the Nordiques and the Whalers come back. Live in Tampa. Makes sense. Root for the Hawks. Well, Kevin Lankinen looked really good this year. You love the jersey? Yeah, the Whalers jersey is amazing. I really like that color of green. I'm like partially colorblind. I don't exactly know how to explain it, but unless a color is very different next to each other, I have a hard time distinguishing it. Like really, really rough. And so I really need kind of colors that are really contrasting in order to be able to see it well. But for some reason, the Whalers jersey, I can see it just fine. I was sad when they left. Yeah, I mean, it's tough because such a great. They had so many unique things about them, and they left before I was born. But they were a really, really kind of like unique team, and it looks like it's getting a little scrummy here, a little fight going on down here, down low. Martin H.S. maybe. Looks like they break it up. They always break it up before anything good happens. We never get to see a good brawl. I don't know if you guys remember, but a few years back, Connecticut needed that team. Yeah, besides UConn, I don't think they have anything there. And I know that obviously the basketball is pretty good. I don't think the football's, anything that lights the world up on fire, but UConn obviously had, what was it, 2 titles within like 5 years? They had Kimball Walker on one of those teams. Where am I from? The Midwest. I actually keep it under wraps just because, um, well, I'm still at college. It's kind of one of those things. It's a city you could easily find me if I told you where I lived. And obviously, I trust most of the people, but I don't need somebody that tried to find me. I will tell you guys once I end up leaving. I can tell you that the college I go to, I hate, and I would never recommend it to anybody if they had a kid going there, um, or if you were going to go there yourself. They just are a terrible university. Professors are amazing, but the administration really just finds ways to charge you a lot more money, and they kind of like um, they kind of just like will put in their thing subject to change due to university needs, which means that they can change the rules and the pricing on anything at any time just because they want more money. And actually, they're gonna have a meeting on like in the middle of June about raising tuition again. Professors sexually exploit. I don't know. I don't know. I'll stay away from that. We have had some weird professors, not in that way though, but they'll talk a lot about their personal lives that we don't need to know. Um, have a professor that's super, super nice, but they tell us way too much about their personal life that we don't need to know. And she's really, really nice, but multiple people have said, why did she need to tell us that? It's kind of weird because I've had her a few times. A lot of people consider her like a mom. Comm major. I'm a comm major, media studies. Unfortunately, the year after I graduate, they're going to add a sports major or a sports concentration, and there's a big fight in the middle of the ice. Nope. Yeah, okay, we're going to get a little something here. But yeah, I'm a comm major and media studies concentration. But unfortunately, the year after I graduate, they're going to add a sports major concentration. So it's kind of frustrating, but I can't make up all the classes in time, but I'll get my 4-year degree. It's just like, of course, I'm going here basically for sports, and they add it the year after I graduate. That's just, the icing on the cake. Looks like somebody's going to be going into the penalty box. Kucherov, maybe? What's going on with the game? Getting a little chippy here. Getting a little chippy. It looks like Kucherov is going to be heading to the box. Hit another player. They didn't have the puck. Things getting a little chippy. Carolina will be going on the power play. Still 0-0. I could see like a 2-1 game here, but we'll have to see with that. Things are getting chippy. Replay. They got to show the replay for 14 days. John Cooper does not look happy. And it looks like it is Kucherov. For interference, that'll be. My apologies. Getting off topic from the game here. Looks like there was a goal called back. I didn't get to see too much about it. They kind of went to a commercial break real fast, but it looked like somebody scored a goal, and then it was called back. They just went to a commercial break right after. It was so weird. I don't have the volume on because I can get in trouble for that. I'm not trying to get a copyright strike. But yeah, Carolina is on the power play here. High slot. Passes it, shoots it down. And they maintained possession, but whoever was with the puck fell down and just kind of dumped it off in an awkward way. Kind of surprised Tampa didn't clear it. Tampa Bay's going to have to clean up their PK. They had a really rough series against Florida. If they can clean that up, they'll be in good shape. But gets cleared down here. Mrazek plays the puck to the defenseman, and they turn it back around here. Who do you think we could get for Seth Jones? Wow. I've thought about that, and his value is worth more to us in a trade than his actual value. I've heard some people say maybe Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Maybe. I wouldn't mind that. I know he's definitely been a streaky player, but Jones is going to want to be overpaid, and he's not worth what he's going to want. And I am grateful for what he's done, but I'm not about to overpay somebody that's going to be going into their 30s in the next few years, especially defensemen. That's just, it's not worth it. But, if we could get picks, I wouldn't mind if we could get maybe a pick and a player, maybe even a project. I'd be fine with that. Kotkaniemi, I'd love to see him, but with the series he's having for Montreal against, or the series he had against Toronto, I could see them not wanting to give him up. The Carolina power play has not been very effective. I don't even know if they've got a shot on goal. They just cannot maintain possession, and Tampa's in. That's obviously not something you want. Sucks at all of our stars. Yes, it does. It's like I get it because it's like I grew up in a really small town, less than 1,000 people. Um, so I kind of get where the mindset is everybody wants to leave, but at the same time, these players don't even live here for half the year. So I just don't get why they can't be paid millions to stay in a city that they're not even going to be in the whole time because they're going to have road games. I don't get it. They want to go to Miami. They want to go to LA. They love that weather. Personally, I'm a cold weather guy, so I wouldn't want to go there. I'd be a guy that'd probably go to a small market that's cold. I'm just kind of weird like that. Whenever it's wintertime, I love it. Except here, where I live, what do you want to do where do you want to go after college? Vancouver. Or at least a little bit outside of Vancouver. Maybe I could own a house, but still be close enough to Vancouver. We want to move to Canada, be close to the Canucks, all that good stuff. Follow the CFL a bit too, so like the CFL, and just probably move there. I don't have a bunch of family that's here, and in the next few years I won't anyway. Unfortunately, my grandparents are fairly old, so it's just one of those things that there's not really going to be much family around afterwards. There's no point sticking around where I live. It's the middle of nowhere. Looks like things are getting chippy. Did they call a goal? Something's going on with the lights. Something is going on with the lights. I think it might be the intermission, actually. Don't feel confident. Whoever will. Yeah, see, the problem is it's like you either overpay or I don't know. Honestly, maybe what we could do is have an interview with these guys and maybe try to get guys from smaller locations that would like to be in a smaller environment as we hit the commercial break here. I know it seems weird, but I do think some people would like to be in a smaller atmosphere. I'm not a guy that really likes to be in a big city. I think the biggest city I've been into is Chicago, and it really wasn't for me. I liked it. I could visit there. I did like it a lot for the visiting, but I couldn't live there. Just the way that people are crammed in certain places and stuff like that. Where I live, there's a lot of space. So I want to be able to have a house with a lot of space, decent amount of land, but still be close enough to a city where I could go there and visit, but couldn't live in a city for a long, long time. It wouldn't work. I'm not like that. And if you're not a Canucks or a Blue Jackets fan, talk to me about, what you would like to see your team do for the offseason or what questions you have for me for the teams for the offseason. I'm going to do a series about that as well, where I will, obviously break down my questions for these teams. It did 3 questions last year, but I think I'm going to do more of a narrative story. See how it goes. Usually it goes over pretty well, but there are some fans that really just do not like what I have to say about it, and I get it. Obviously, you want your team to be good. It's just not the case some years. I mean, the Red Wings have really struggled for the past few years, but it's been on purpose. That is the last of my water, so here we go with that. Still stuck at a commercial break. Obviously, now's the time you can feel free to definitely ask a lot more questions because we're going to be at the intermission. I don't think there's too much to say. I'll look at the stats real quick. Let's see here. If my phone refreshes again, my Wi-Fi is just atrocious out here right now. So it was pretty even in terms of shots. The Hurricanes led in terms of shots 10-9. I'm going to look at some more in-depth stats here. Let's see if it pops up. Let's get a full report here. I use just a variety of different websites in order to get the information. And 5-on-5, it looks like my Wi-Fi is just atrocious right now. Again, I apologize for that. Like, my websites aren't even loading, stuff like that. Kind of a pain in the butt, but see if we can get it to load. I think the main thing is just maintaining possession, which is hard to do in hockey, but page is unresponsive. Yeah, I know. So it looks like the Hurricanes had one more high danger chance, and it's pretty even for scoring chances as well. This is all on 5-on-5. So how long did it take you to learn stats? Well, it's kind of complicated of an answer because I use some advanced stats as well, and that took a bit, but I just had a variety of different information. I think goals get above average, stuff like that is pretty basic. I just kind of YouTube videos like hockey for beginners, and let's hope that didn't kill the stream there. Um, hold up, just having a bit of an issue. And I think, hockey for beginners, I thought I might do a series for that. But that didn't take too long. But, for some other things, when it came to like a little bit more advanced stats, not too long. I had some help along the way, kind of figuring that out. I picked it up probably within 6 months, a lot of this stuff, maybe less than that. But I think sometimes you just like, there's nothing wrong with taking a little bit longer to figure out these stats. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Some of these stats can be a little bit complicated. I think the math is like the big thing where you got to figure it out. And sometimes you just got to trust the numbers instead of trying to explain the math. Obviously we're going to a period of time where analytics is more important than ever, it seems. And, I do think I buy into analytics a little bit more as time passes. I'm not saying that, there can't be tough guys and anything like that, but there are some stats I think everybody should know. Scoring chances, there's no reason why. I think that information shouldn't be accessible, just like shots for. There's nothing wrong with that. If scoring chances are a normal thing, I think that's not something people should scoff at. And, that right there is a big thing, and the door is opening. Oh, more water. Just let me know whenever you want me to hang it up, all right? All right, love you. We got the big cup now. This baby holds like 48 ounces, so there we go for that. Analytics will be the downfall of humanity. I tell you what, while I use analytics, I tell you, it does take a lot of the fun out of sports because it's almost like the mystery is gone. And what I mean by that is like, I think, there's a lot less questionnaire. There are upsets, but I think it helps take away some of the mystery. And that's one of the things I like about sports. And I've talked about that with some of the other broadcasters that I've worked with. And yeah, it does make you more informed, but I think the beauty of sports is everybody's allowed to have an opinion, even though it might not be agreeable. But if you have like a guy that's got, stuff that the league uses for advanced stats, they're just going to, just throw a bunch of things at you that you've probably never heard of and make you feel like an idiot when, they've got, at the end of the day, it's never that somebody's more educated than you. It's just that, they have more resources. And that's the thing. Nobody is ever dumb if they don't have the resources. If you don't have the resources, you're not dumb. You just don't have the availability to learn. And so that's why I think that, even if somebody doesn't use analytics, never be a jerk to them unless they're rude to you. But, if that's the case, they just don't have the resources, and that's fine. I don't have a problem if people give me an opinion that's different than mine. Again, that's what I always say, totally. But when you apply human consciousness and print activity, it's horrifying. I stay away from a lot of that. If it's not a horror movie, I stay away from it. I kind of just live my life, kind of hide out in the shadows. I have probably like 4 or 5 really close friends that I talk to, but other than that, I just try to stay away from people, which is funny because I'm on camera a lot for YouTube, but, I used to be a social butterfly, but not anymore. It's like people can be a real pain in the butt. Get another sip of water here. People suck. You're not wrong. There's some great people in the world, but there are some people that are just out there to be mean. It's kind of why I just hang out, do my own thing. Just, if you're not going to be somebody that I'm going to be friends with, I'm probably not going to spend small doses of people. Yeah. I went to that carnival, and those kids, I know that I'm pretty young, but those real young kids, the way they acted, I was just, who's my favorite person? My wife, of course. My wife's my favorite person. But if you go by hockey player, Brock Besser. He's got the flow. He can score goals. He's been around for, a good chunk of this rebuild. Let's say Brock Besser. I've got his reverse retro jersey. When we said that we were possibly going to trade him, I was big upset. All time it's going to be Luongo. I'm a big goalie guy. I love goalies. Almost got a Thatcher Demko jersey a while back ago. Didn't, because I didn't know what his future would be. Then he signed that extension. But yeah, person, definitely my wife. Of course, I had to say it. If I didn't say it, I'd be in the doghouse. But she really is favorite person. We've been, best friends for like 5 years now. So, I think you should be friends with the person you end up with. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty miserable existence. Not to say you don't fight. It happens. Why do you love goalies? I don't really know what it is. I just think that a big thing when I was a kid was you had the coolest mask. Goalies had the cool mask. You got to customize them, which was a big thing. They had bigger equipment. So as a kid, I really didn't understand that. I just thought they were huge. And, they just seemed to have a more fun personality. They were the quiet guy that would randomly just pop off and say the wildest things and, could do the wildest things. So I think that, I don't know, they're fun. The stats are fun. It's different than everybody else. You're not a normal breed. And like, I don't say like I wasn't super popular. I kind of hung out with everybody in high school. I was a 3-sport athlete, but I'm not saying I was a goalie, but I think that it's like, I was just kind of a little different. Actually going to be captain of my wrestling team, but that was rough. I love to eat food, and cutting weight was an issue for me. But I was pretty thin at one point. I'm about 185 pounds now, but at one point I was about 135. But that was not a healthy weight for me. But yeah, goalies, you gotta love the mask. You gotta love just the random burst of what's my favorite food? Wow. Okay, I'm gonna go generic route, and then I'm gonna go other route. So the generic route, I'm gonna say pizza, just because I love like any and all pizza. I could eat pizza for days. I don't have a problem with it. You can just do so many things with a pizza, and that's the truth. Even dessert. So, and then for the other thing, probably like a linguine, like a what is that called? Like a seafood combo linguine where you get lobster, crab, stuff like that, all in there. It's expensive, so I don't get it a lot. But when I get it, man, I love it. It's been a long time since I've had it, but it's amazing. Hot take: Rask is overrated. Whew. Better hope some Bruins fans aren't in here, or they will go at you. Unless it's the playoffs, then they'll agree. I think he's a good goalie, but I will say they've had some really, really good teams over the years, so it helps when you have a good team. Now, for somebody like Thatcher Demko, I'm not trying to toot his own horn or anything like that, or like Connor Hellebuck, we'll use him for example. The Winnipeg Jets blue line is not exactly dominant, and he still puts up pretty good numbers. So somebody like that. But yeah, the Bruins, they might go after you for the hot take that Rask is overrated. It seems like it's either a love-hate relationship. If they lose in the playoffs, it seems like it's usually a hate relationship. And if you're new, please make sure to subscribe. I hate to say that too much, but are trying to grow here, get paid for this, put more and more time into it. I'm going to be honest, the intermissions always just drive me crazy because I want to get back to the game. They're going back to the Scheifele hit, and it's rough. And I know he's been a pretty clean. Jari is overrated. I can't even go there. Penguins fans, they give me a lot of views, so I'm trying not to be too mean to him. I do think that Jari's one of those guys that it seems like he really has to get a lot of games under him in order to like get that groove, which is, I don't really know if he's going to be the goalie of the future for them. I think he can post some good numbers, but in the playoffs, I'm not sure. They've got a good blue line, so one of those deals that, if he can't work it with the blue line, he's not going to be the goalie of the future. I feel bad for them because it was like Murray played really, really well. And then, of course, they went with him over Fleury because he was young, and then he just turned into Swiss cheese. Vasilevsky, he's a good goalie. He's really good. Obviously, he's had some great, great teams around him, but he's a workhorse. The fact that he can play that many games. They made a big mistake on banking on Murray and leaving with Fleury. I agree with that, but what I will say is here. He had posted some really good numbers at the time when he was younger, so it just made sense. Fleury had come off a bad year, and he was old. I mean, I think that even me, I would have went back, and I still would have probably picked Murray had I been in that time frame, just because, are you going to go with the younger goalie or are you going to go with the older one that just had a bad year? Still respect to Fleury for reviving his career in Vegas. Obviously, they have a good team as well. And usually you'll see that. If a goalie's good, they have a good team. It's not like Hellebuck, who had a good year, and it's not to say the team's bad, but they just have a lot of defensive lapses. Feel free to ask as many questions as possible and stay as long as you'd like. Again, until my wife knocks on the door, I'm just going to keep it up. I know I haven't been doing a great job keeping up with the game. I'm sorry about that. I'm a rambler, really bad about it. Malkin and Letang need to go rebuild. Game's not back up yet from what I've seen. Malkin is coming off a year where defensively it was really rough. I know he dealt with some injuries. Letang, I don't remember too much about how his season went. But it is kind of concerning that they keep going at it with this old core. It's a good group. That's for sure. But I think it is concerning that they're relying on some old players to really drag this thing out. I don't know if they'll win another cup with this group. I don't think they will, which is kind of why I think maybe they should do at least a retool. But with Crosby there, they'll never do it. Jake Gensel, yeah. They've got some good guys. They've got some good younger players, but you're going to need everybody to click at once. I think that they could win a cup, but I just don't think they will. It's one of those things that they're, kind of like the Capitals. I think a better version of them, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens with the Caps. The Caps probably need to do at least a retool. They're really, really old. Get some young players at least. Yeah, so their goalies, that was a big thing. They underperformed huge this year. That's why I thought maybe if they got Mrazek in free agency, that could be a big boost where he could be a 1B type goalie. And kind of go from there and have him be like a guy that pushes, who is it, Samsonov, right? Samsonov, push him to be the 1A, 1B type guy, at least put some pressure on him, because their situation in net is not something you want. So I get the hiccups like crazy right now. Yeah, the Islanders have some great goalies. I will say they obviously have a good defensive team, but you've got two goalies. One's young that's really good, and one's old that's got the experience. That's huge in the playoffs. And if Palmieri can perform in the playoffs, I think they could really possibly go far. I don't know if they, would win a cup with this group. They get some right bounces, and hockey's a big game of luck. But if they could get some good bounces, they could, I think they could make some noise. I don't know what more they could do to get better. I think they might be up against the cap. I could be wrong, but they've got to pay Beauvillier soon. I don't know how that's going to work as well, and he's had a pretty good playoff so far. So you want your players to play well in the playoffs, but you likely don't want them to be lighting it up when they're going to be an RFA, a young RFA, that is. Got a notification on Instagram here. And that is not hockey related. Boston looked like crap against the Pens, so Islanders have a chance. I never really got to look at how the series went for the Bruins against the Penguins. And does that thing behind you have pants? He does not. It's almost like it's almost like a weird underwear type thing. He's got yellow underwear on, but he's just rocking the green thigh for days. Stinger. Caps, not pens. Okay. Let me reread that. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those weird things, though, that some teams just, what? I tell you, in high school, we played a team that averaged 40-some points per game, and we lost 14-8 against them. And they had just beat a team really bad that, obviously they were not as good of a team, but they had a great running back. And we played them and lost 32-29. And I can tell you right now, their offense wasn't better. Just that offense or that running back was just amazing, really, really good. He ended up going to play college football, but doesn't play anymore. He left to go be a rapper. Didn't work out. Do I think he could have made it to the NFL? I don't know. I do know that he was getting some Big Ten offers, or at least some looks. And he decided rap was going to be the future, and it is not. At least not to that point. I'd say I want to be a YouTuber. I'm not there yet, so I guess I can't judge. Maybe he will be a famous rapper, but he's been doing it for about 3 years now, and I don't think he's really got a big break or anything. I don't know how that works. I'm not, I like music, but I'm not sure how the rap game works. I imagine you probably just get one song to pop off now, and then you're able to be famous. Kind of like YouTube, I would imagine. I don't know. Still an intermission. I don't know if mine is just behind or what, but good grief. This feels like the longest intermission in the history of intermissions. Actually, it looks like it's coming back. And Mrazek, obviously looking determined. I'll tell you one thing that bothers me. I hate whoever runs the music. Music sucks now, dude. Okay, of course you say that as I was about to say, I hate whoever runs the Vegas music thing. Whoever runs the audio for the Vegas Golden Knights for music can't stand them. They use a lot of like overused TikTok songs, and it's like, I get it. You're a team that's trying to be relevant in terms of like the young era, but if it's like a terrible song, don't use it. Or if it's overplayed, be a little more creative. I think is one thing they should do. I think that's a really frustrating thing with TikTok is everything is just so overdone that it's not even funny by the back end of it. Probably halfway through it, Carolina's got the puck and dumps it off to Lightning defender. Okay, trying to pinch it, but looks like it'll get into Carolina's zone. And Tampa Bay has the puck. Whoever had it shot the puck and fell down, but it wasn't really a great look. Who was that? Give me a replay up close. Pins back with Mario had killer music. I'm too young to remember that, but I'll take your word for it. I wouldn't doubt it. Music in the 90s just hit different. I guess he was in the 80s too. 80s music was pretty good too. I mean, I listen to like new music now, don't get me wrong, but I do have some songs from the 80s and 90s that I listen to as well. Has a team ever come back down from being 3 games? Yes. 3 or 4, but I can name 2 of them. I think it was the Philadelphia Flyers did it against the Bruins a few years back, and then I think it might have been the LA Kings were down 3-0 against the San Jose Sharks, and they came back. It's been done, I think, 4 times. I can't name the other 2 teams, but it has been done 2 times in the past few recent years that I remember. So it can be done, but I mean, it'd be tough against Tampa. It'd be a nightmare. I can't imagine Carolina fans having to go through that as they have the puck and Tampa Bay is in. And as soon as they look like they might get a good look, they just cannot maintain possession. And I think a good thing for them is wonder what odds it would be if Carolina to win it. I'm not big into the odds. I definitely can't give you that there, but it'd be pretty impressive. I have a friend that's getting into sports betting a lot now that I don't work with. He's actually just a best friend from high school that I've had, and he could probably tell you those odds. He's real big into the betting stuff. He seems to be doing all right with it too, so maybe I could talk to him about that tonight and see what that would be. But yeah, they'd be crazy odds. You'd make a lot of money. A lot of people just don't seem to be picking Tampa to win in the playoffs just because of the 3 seed. That necessarily doesn't mean anything in the regular season. I think that Tampa Bay is a much better team than people realize, or at least some people realize. I've had a lot of people say Tampa's washed. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't get that. They've still got a really, really good team. Hey, and Vasilevsky just plays the puck off. Just kind of like seems like they're feeling each other out right now. Tampa Bay, I think, should play a little bit more aggressive. I know that they're not really giving Carolina a great chance to get a lot of looks so far in the second, but they need to start focusing more on the offensive end. If you go up 3-0, it's not a for sure thing, but you've really got Carolina pressed up against the wall. McKinnon he's been underrated for a few years now. My friend and I are pretty big into hockey. We've been pretty big into hockey for a while now, and we talked about that a few years ago, how a lot of people just really seem to underrate McKinnon. I don't know if it's because Colorado doesn't seem like a massive market, like a traditional big market. But, I think he should get more credit than he deserves. A great two-way player that is one of the best in the league, in my opinion. I mean, he put up 25 points in 15 games in the playoffs last year, and he's a really good defensive player. I don't understand why it doesn't seem like he just doesn't get a lot of attention. I don't get it. At least from like the outside, like maybe fans that don't pay attention to the game a lot. I know a lot of people that are kind of like semi-hockey fans that could like say his name, but just really wouldn't have much to say about him. But he's a great player. Looks like Tampa Bay's behind the board here. And nothing. Would I consider the Penguins a dynasty in the last decade? It is tough. It is tough. I don't know. It's tough because it's like what dynasty? They had a lot of like a long off streak, all that I do get, but some people say dynasty is like 3 and 4 years. Others say 3 and 6. Some say 3 and 8. I'll say yes and no. I think if you get 3 in, let's say 7 years, if you get 3 in 7 years, I'd consider you a dynasty. And it looks like Carolina scored here. Let's take a look at that. Get a replay here. I totally missed that. I apologize for that. It's Pesci, I think. I think that's how you say his last name. Take a 1-0 lead. Just a nice little pass here. Gets him off the draw. Manages to just get the shot off with the defender right on him. Got it far side. Good goal there. Just kind of like a... Did it go through his legs? Maybe. But, yeah, Vasi, not much he can do there. He's playing short side. They got it up and far side, almost in the corner. So it was a great goal. No. Hey, you keep asking as many questions as you like. I love it. I love having the questions. You ask as many as you like. I don't mind it at all. You keep doing it. I love the questions, so don't feel bad about that. In fact, if you stop, I'll be offended. No, you can keep going. I don't mind it. I was just worried I wasn't going to have anybody show up, and then, I'd just be kind of sitting here, just twiddling my thumbs. Let me check what percentage my battery's at. I can't see what that says. I don't know. Elbow bump, maybe? Sorry, I'm blind. Ooh. If my battery's at 44%, I'll need to get my charger at some point. Let me text my wife. Hopefully I don't miss anything while I'm down here. She must have heard me. The walls are thin. Thank you. Could you plug it into that one there? Elbows. Did they add that emoji? 1-0. They're just replays right now. Nothing fancy. Talking about Pesci with the second goal of the playoffs for him. Nothing crazy there. Oh, thank you. Let's get this here. Is it going to reach? We'll stretch it, and it just makes it. Sorry, in the charger. Yeah, these replays just feel like they're going on forever. Now they're going to commercial break. I think that's kind of one of the tough things with the game now. It's just like, they really they draw it out. I think that's in sports in general, though. They are just slowing down the speed of the game really, really to like a crazy degree. Just at a commercial break now. Feel free to ask as many questions as you like. Like dudes with hockey knowledge. Know a few guys with hockey knowledge. Know plenty of people with no hockey knowledge. That's all right. My hope is just kind of like with this YouTube channel, maybe obviously have people that have I ever played hockey? No. And here's why. Where I live, where I grew up, it was definitely like a poorer area. And in the state I live in, you have to go to a really, really, really rich school. Some of the biggest schools in the state, some of the richest schools in the state to even have a hockey team. So I've never had the opportunity to play. I hate that. I would have absolutely played hockey. But, I grew up, it was kind of like a poor area, kind of like a rural area. Our school was all right because we had a lot of farmer donations, but kind of like a poorer area in general where you either had a farm job or a factory job. If you're a farmer, you can make some pretty decent money. But, yeah, you really got to be in one of those really big, rich schools in order to play. I only know of like 3 schools. You got to tell us your state? Let me ask. I'm going to have my wife make the call on that. She always says I should do it, but I'm going to let her make the verdict. Thank you, Matt, for subscribing. Ohio? No. Give us a clue. Okay, I'll give you a really good clue. So it's there's 3 states that grow a lot of corn, and we are one of those 3 states. It's Cornville. Yes, my wife said, "Tell me we live in Cornville." So we got Carolina down here. They're back in it, and they tried to do a stretch pass, but it's going to end up being an icing. They're going to go back over and obviously take the face off. That's the first 5-on-5 goal allowed for Vasilevsky in over 228 minutes. I'll tell you what. Oh, well, I guess there's 4 states that grow a lot of corn. Nebraska and Iowa are not it. Maybe I could reveal the state. Tampa Bay going back to play the puck, and another icing. Good grief. I get why they do icings, but I hate it. I wish that and offsides were taken away from the game. Maybe no icings, but I think offsides is just really just tough because you get some great chances to get taken out of it. I'll let her make the pick if I can say it. I don't think she'll care, so you'll probably end up getting what you want. Indiana definitely. Why do you say Indiana definitely? Playing the boards. I'll tell you once we hit commercial break. You just got to tell me why you think it's Indiana. I'll tell you if you're right or not. The accent. Wow. You know what's wild is I've had people say I've got a southern accent, a northeast accent, and like a Canadian accent. I've got a really weird speech pattern. I say different words different ways. So I'll tell you at the commercial break if you're right, but it looks like Tampa Bay is trying to break out here. You'll be the first people to know what state I live in. I won't tell you the city just yet. Oh, and Carolina takes a 2-0 lead. Vasilevsky gives up a goal right up in front of the net. He's shaking his head, and it looks like Aho scored the goal, and that was a beauty. Let's get a look at the replay here. Good stretch pass. Dumps it back over it. I can't see who that was. It had to be Aho. Aho just gets it, buries it right in between the legs. That was just 2 passes. Was it Teravainen? I think so. And then Aho just buries it 5-hole. Beautiful goal. That is big for Carolina. If they could come out of Tampa Bay tied 2-2, that's huge. Now, obviously, you don't want to get ahead of yourself. You want to finish out this game, but yeah, if you could do that. About 12 and a half minutes left in the second. They're taking the face off. And still, I just don't feel like Tampa Bay's been able to press a lot in this period. I don't think they've really got a lot of offensive chances. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll take a look at the stats going into the second intermission, but looks like Tampa Bay might have almost scored there. No, they did not, but it was a good chance to almost make it 2-1. It looks like they're going to stop play. Who was that at the net? Can't see. And they pass it. I don't know if they're going to just say that the net was disturbed. What are they? I don't get it. I think maybe they're going to say that Mrazek had the puck when he didn't. I think the hard part is, I apologize, I don't have any audio because I can't play it. Otherwise, I'll get in trouble. At least I think I will. So, they're going to say Aho got called for cross-checking. Okay. I was so focused on one of the Lightning forwards, I didn't even see it. So Tampa Bay is going to go on the power play. We'll see if they can score here. If they could get it to 2-1, that'd be huge, especially for a period I feel like they might have missed some opportunities to apply some pressure. And it looks like Carolina might have a good chance here. They will not. The pass is just a little bit too far out of the forward's reach. And Tampa Bay playing it, try to get it in out of their end. And if they could get this power play going in this series, it's going to be done in 4. They've just got such a potent offense. Hello, NC State fan. Cornville, Indiana makes sense. I don't know if there is a Cornville, Indiana. I'm a Canes fan. Well, it's looking pretty good for you right now. You're up 2-0. Obviously, Tampa Bay's on the power play. Got a chance here behind the boards. Kicks it on down. High slot. Back to the blue line. Playing it along the right boards. Tries to do a cross crease pass. Another cross crease pass. And they score. Who's it going to be? I think it's Braden Point with the goal. It is 2-1. Carolina still leads, but the Tampa Bay Lightning have cut the deficit in half, and it is Point with the goal. A lot of great passing there. And what felt like it could be a, tough game for Tampa Bay here. Now they've got life again with that goal. They can score in a blink of an eye. Just get another good cross crease pass here. And then they dump it back off to Braden Point. And he buries the biscuit right down on that far side. There is no way Mrazek would have been able to stop that. The passing was just too good. Somebody tried to get their stick out there. Somebody fell down as well. So it's tough, but you got to bounce back from that. Sorry if the water is making a bunch of noise here, but when you talk this long and you don't get a break and you really can't use your cough button, which is kind of what they call it in the industry. I say industry like I have any experience. We call it a different button, but you have a button to obviously click it if you want to mute yourself. Carolina applying pressure. Trying to get a goal back here maybe. And whoever it is playing on the left side and managed to get a hold of the puck, drop it, get a play down, but they're behind the net. We'll see if they're able to get the puck back here. Carolina behind the net, of their own net. Mrazek now back to a defenseman, I believe. Tough to say. And now you stretch it out. And Tampa has it back. But it is in their end. Carolina maintains possession. High slot. They shoot. Vasilevsky saves it. It bounces back. And Tampa is going to have it back at their end. Vasilevsky plays it. Carolina applying pressure, but going to look like probably no icing call here. But Carolina trying to get it out of their own end. Down to Tampa's. That's got to be an icing, and it will be. I tell you, I hate icings. I really do. It's one of those things. There's two things, like I said earlier in this. Two things I hate is icings and offsides. I don't like those. And I do get it. You don't want a cherry picker, but grief. Good grief. Play the puck down. Tampa Bay clears it in the neutral zone, getting a good chance here, but looks like they're just trying to dump it off into Carolina's end. They got about 10 minutes left in the second period. And if Tampa Bay can get another goal here, that's a whole different game we're going to be going into the third. Looks like they're coming to life. And that's what I've noticed with Tampa Bay. It seems like it comes in spurts, which I don't know if they're going to be able to do that in later rounds if they win this series. But when they come alive, they come alive. Get a shot off here, down low. And looks like Mrazek's looking for the puck. Tampa Bay's got it. Takes a shot on net. Doesn't go. Going behind the net. Passes it to his right off the boards. Down behind the net. Possibly going for a wraparound. Nope. Passes it up in front of the net. Couldn't get the puck off. Sticks down. And a lot of traffic at that net. But it looks like Mrazek will come away with the puck there. Although it looks like maybe, let's get a replay here. Commercial break. So now we will be able to say where I'm from state-wise. And you guessed it right. Indiana, you got it right. Dead on center. I won't tell you the city just yet. Probably here in about 10 months. Less than that, actually. Probably about 8 or 9. But yes, I am from Indiana, and it has its perks in the sense that you have a lot of space. At the same time, though, there's not a lot to do, at least where I grew up. And driving around with your friends was basically what you did. Obviously, you could have like bonfires and stuff like that, but if you wanted a restaurant, A certain restaurant that would be in a city, typically you weren't going to get it. There's, fast food, but not a lot of the places that you'd like to typically go. Just kind of like the generic ones. Go Bolts. Looking good the past few minutes. They might be able to catch up here and tie it up. I don't know who I'd take in the overtime. Carolina's got to be more aggressive now. They can't be playing on their back foot there. We'll have to take a look here at how it's gone so far in the second. So in the second, it's still pretty even for scoring chances. Shots, it's also even as well. And my computer's free. I hate the Wi-Fi here. It's terrible. I tell you what, though, when I grew up in one of the houses that I grew up in, the Wi-Fi was so slow it was almost worthless. Pretty dead even when it comes to 5-on-5 play, but Carolina, I'm pretty sure, has scored 2 goals 5-on-5. Hamster wheel Wi-Fi? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so my wife came up with an idea for the playoffs that I thought would actually be, or not the playoffs, but the regular season, that I thought would be really, really fun. And it was where instead of a shootout where you have one player go each at a time, you have all 3 players on both teams go forward all at once and have the goalie try to stop as many pucks as possible. And whichever team has fewer pucks in net, that's who the winner is. I think that'd be a lot more entertaining just to see the goalies go crazy, but I don't know. It'd be really interesting to see. Maybe they'd have to release it from the blue line or something like that. But that'd be a really entertaining thing. I don't think it would be very like professional in the sense that people would probably go crazy about it, but it'd be kind of a wacky thing to do. I'd like to see it once she brought it up. That's really cool. How are you guys doing today? It's summertime. Obviously the weather's heating up and I like to hike and able to do more of that lately. Got the game back on here. And can't tell who's got the puck right now. It looks like it's Carolina. They keep dumping it back, but there's nobody to get the puck in Tampa's end. So I don't know if they're just trying to cling on for a few minutes and maybe try to get towards the intermission, but there's still quite a bit of time. I can't tell how much exactly. I think like 7 minutes at least. How blind are you? How blind am I? I have to legally drive with glasses. Otherwise, I don't know if I'd get arrested, but I'd at least get a ticket. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but it's pretty bad. Actually, when I was a kid, people used to have me give them my glasses just to look out of them because they were so bad. They're very blurry for anybody else, but very, very blind. I could drive without them, but I'd have to like know exactly where I'm going to make turns because I can't read road signs or anything like that till they're right up on me. Now we've got a great view of the top of the stadium here. Wonderful. Love it. Getting a look at Victor Hedman here. He's played in about 26 minutes. I imagine probably in the series. Well, not in the series. Tonight, though, already? There's no way. Maybe. Use him like a workhorse, I guess. He provides a lot of offense, especially on the power play. Carolina's got the puck in Tampa's end. They're trying to get pucks deep. And Matt, I think you were the one that apologized earlier for asking questions. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Totally cool with it. Oh, Tampa gets the puck when it's trying to get dumped. They try to get the puck off, try to get the shot. Somebody blocks a shot. Go down low. Carolina trying to get a no. Well, it's getting chippy. Stoll and who is that? Can't really see. Gord's blocking it right now. Stoll and somebody else. No problem. No problem. So I bet the first game lost. But bet second game lost. Oh, for this series, okay. These replays, I tell you, double down tonight. Who is that? It's tough to say. I wish I could use my glasses. I'm going to look into that, see if I can use my glasses for this, because this is ridiculous. I mean, my eyesight is ridiculous. There's no way. And it looks like Brendan Moore is not happy with whatever they're saying there. I think he might have wanted a penalty. B2B. B2B. Tampa incoming. I'm dumb. I don't know what B2B means. Back to back Tampa. And okay. The fact that it took me so long to figure that out. I'm glad I figured it out just before you said it, but yeah, that makes sense. You know, they've got a really good chance. They've got a really good roster, and I'd love to see it. Looks like there's a lot of traffic down on Carolina's net. I can't see the puck at all, and it looks like it's just down in a slew of players. Tampa Bay's got it. They're going to take a shot here. No, they're not going to get it off in time. It's over by the right side, trying to kick it up high on the blue line. Can't get the shot off right in front of the net. And if Carolina could just get some of that fire back and try to at least maybe get a goal back to establish that 2-goal lead, that'd be huge for them. You do not want to be having a 1-goal lead against Tampa Bay going into the third. And we have... Who has the puck? Nobody right now. No, it's Tampa Bay. They've got it going into transition. I can't tell who that is. He's going to get a shot on net, but did he score? Yes, he did. Who was it? Was it Braden Point again? What? Are they showing a replay? Am I just dumb? Let me see on my phone. I apologize if I missed that. I thought somebody scored, but maybe they just showed a replay. You sound like an auctioneer talking that fast. You know, it is like that. It is like that. Auctioneers are fun to watch. I like to watch, not all the time, but occasionally watch auctioneers on YouTube just talk, just because their speed and ability to talk is amazing. I used to really like the show Storage Wars a lot, so they could talk kind of fast. Get a drink here. Feel free to ask questions. Probably gonna hold off on going to the bathroom too afterwards. Pawn Stars and Storage Wars, love those two. My wife's a big Pawn Stars fan. Me as well. As a kid, I watched it all the time. I remember I'd be late to baseball games, just watching Pawn Stars. My mom was not thrilled with that, but I'd lose track of time just watching it. It's a pretty entertaining show. I think it still is. I'll watch it now. Keep drinking like this, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom, but just got to keep chugging along. At least on the bright side, I'm going to get my hydration. I'm pretty good about drinking water, but probably could definitely eat healthier. I'm going to try to get my move here from got my Apple Watch. So I'm going to try to get my move watch here right now. It looks weird, I'm sure, but I do this during broadcasts too. We usually aren't the ones that is on camera, so during broadcasts, I'll just kind of move my wrist around. I'm sure people think I'm a weirdo that are actually at the games, but that's all right. They must have just showed a replay, but that almost looked like he did it again. But Tampa Bay's got the puck back here again. They take a shot. Still looks like they're trying to clear it. Got to close those rings. Darn tootin'. I think the ring that's hardest to close is the exercise ring. That's why I like to hike a lot. That's a really easy way to close it. right now. Carolina's got the no Tampa Bay had got it back. It's a little turnover here, but they can't make anything of it. Tampa Bay throws me off with their lights. I always think there's about to be a goal with the way they move those lights around. I don't like it. It makes me think a goal is scored every time. And since my eyes are bad right now, I just like gotta I guess watch the scoreboard and go off that. But Point had a pretty good chance a second ago. I think that's why I thought he had scored with the lights moving around like that. I just am not a big fan. It's been a minute since I've got to watch a Lightning game, so I don't remember if they did that normally. Maybe if there's a Bolts fan here, they can tell me. Looks like they stopped play here. Let's see what they're talking about. Got a replay here, and it looks like whoever was that Hedman might have played it with his hand. Let me do it like a librarian. I look ridiculous. Okay. Let's see. I think that we might be able to avoid it if we just look at it like this. Okay, so somebody's got the puck. And Tampa Bay has got it. I feel like an idiot for this, but I'm just trying not to get a copyright strike. Just battling underneath the net. Carolina regains possession. And Tampa Bay gets it back. Oh, what are they calling here? Hedman might have had a good chance had that continued. What did they call it on? I didn't get to see it. I just had to look down for a second. Let's see what they put it on there. Said they receive a penalty, but it doesn't say who got it or for what it was for. Okay, maybe we're gonna hooking. Okay, I didn't get to see the replay. I was too busy making sure that you couldn't see the game on my glasses. That's the last thing I need right now. I've been able to grow a little bit, and I could not afford a copyright strike, which is fair. Nobody wants one, even if you're a big YouTuber. You usually can't even work your way out of it. YouTube's pretty strict about it. What if I'm going to see at the commercial break, maybe I can expand it, and then we could see. Also, I didn't know what the reflection would be. At the commercial break, maybe I could expand it, but put it. Well, no, that wouldn't work either. It's a tough life we live. Tampa Bay's got the puck. They shoot. Get it back. Somebody scored. Who was it? Alex Killorn scored a goal to make it 2-2. They're 2 for 2 on the power play today, I believe. And just like that, the Tampa Bay Lightning have tied it up against the Carolina Hurricanes. That 2-0 goal lead is gone, and that's Carolina's going to have to find a way to bounce back fast. Kucherov takes a shot. Can't get it. He gets it back to Killorn. Boom. Right in front of the net. Oof. I don't normally wear my glasses during YouTube videos, by the way, just because the reflection can be a pain. But luckily, we have to adjust the lights a little bit differently for this. Yeah, maybe I could shrink my screen on the chat as much as possible and then see what goes from there. Maybe if I move this. Nope, that's not going to work. Otherwise, it'll cut you guys off. Can't have that. Okay, I was able to make it a little bit bigger, so we'll see here. Tampa Bay, looks like Sergachev's got the puck, and just kind of biding time until he sees something he likes. He's behind Vasilevsky behind the net. And we have somebody's up. Who is that? Even with it being, you look like that Swedish actor. I don't know who it would be. They say I look like a lot of people. They say I sound a lot like Penguin Zero. The score is 2-2. Hugh, you're not getting me with that. You almost got me. You almost got me. Boston winning the cup. We'll see. Gnome Slug, you're pretty funny. You're pretty funny. I'll have to watch out for you. It's funny. Carolina has the puck. They're trying to get it up. Is that going to be an icing? I don't think it will be. Yeah, score's 2-2 in case you didn't hear me say that. It's all good there. And again, if you are new, please make sure to subscribe. This is our first live stream. We'll probably continue to do more of these. I'm not saying all the time for the playoffs, but from time to time, especially for the second round games. Tampa Bay's got the puck in their own end. They're trying to clear it out, but the puck gets deflected off of a player. They still get it out. They're in the neutral zone, dump off the puck just into Carolina's end, probably get a line change here. You got a minute 20 left. Just get something here, and I guess I would just try to say maybe I don't know, just stay alive. Don't give up a goal. That'd be huge. Carolina's got the puck, but I don't know if they're going to get a chance to finish this out, at least this period. I keep looking over and seeing the actor's name. It keeps making me laugh. I am immature. I'm okay with that. And Carolina might have a good chance. Just gets away from them. Got one more. Got a slap shot here from the blue line. But Vasi has got it somewhere. Got 40 seconds left. Sergachev's getting a fight with Jesper Faust. I think that's how you say his last name. I used to think it was Fast, but it's Faust, I believe. Sergachev could get things going. They're really going to be in top-notch shape, him and Sorelli. And again, guys, feel free to ask. And it looks like Fogel's hurt. But feel free to ask questions at any point, even when the game's going on. I don't get, they had a chance. The net was open. He just could not get the shot off. I didn't get to see who it was, but the net was open. They were right at the doorstep there. They just couldn't get their stick on it the way they wanted. Tampa's just looking to clear, get out of their end right now. You can tell they're not looking to do anything fancy. I'm sure they'd love a goal here, but again, just staying out of their end seems to be the main thing for them here with 20 seconds left to go. Carolina's got the puck. They might have chance here. They got about 18 seconds left now, 15. Tampa Bay's got the puck back, though, so that's tough there. And it looks like it will remain 2-2. The score is 2-2 after 2 periods. It is done now. I said that a little bit early, but it's officially 2-2 now. What are your thoughts on the Scheifele hit? I only got to see it once, so I'm not going to be able to give a big synopsis there. I'm not going to say that this is my stone cold case verdict. But it was rough. He turned around, gave him, I thought it was relatively high hit. Scheifele doesn't have a big dirty history, but, it's one of those things that, do I think he should have probably got a suspension? Yeah. Player safety is big. I could go back and look at it. We'll have to see. But suspension probably was fair. It was just kind of a high hit, I thought. Let me take a look at the score of the Boston New York game. And it is Boston leading in the third 1-0. I like those low-scoring series. I really do like watching those games. I'm going to check to see how many subscribers I have. You guys have been amazing so far. Thank you so much for that. And I really am pretty sure we crossed the 250 mark. And yes, we did. We're at 251 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. You are amazing. and we're a fourth of the way there to being able to make money as long as we get our watch hours, which they're about comparative to our subscribers. So we're about a fourth of the way there from being able to get paid. That is huge. Thank you so much. I know some of you are new, and we have got a lot of new subscribers lately. You guys really are amazing, and I hope that you know that you'll definitely be a big part of my hopefully career on YouTube if I'm able to do it full time. What type of light do you use? It looks like a spider in your glasses. I don't know exactly what they are, but they've got like a metal frame that spreads out kind of like spider legs, and they've got like a metal reflector, almost like those tarps you use to cover up windows. Don't know exactly what they're called, but maybe they're called studio lights. Is that what it's called? Umbrella lights. That's what they're called. Yeah, that's part of why we don't have me wear glasses during the videos. I know now I'd need it for the broadcast, but usually my computer, I zoom in to see my notes when I record my videos, and so there's no big deal there. So I'm able to just, talk about my notes and, go from that. Whereas this, it just wasn't going to be the case. I was going to have to wear my glasses in order to probably, give a decent coverage. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Again, hockey's a fast-paced game. I don't have a chart here about everybody's name. I probably should have maybe done that. Maybe I'll do that for the next live stream I do. But I mean, I know like guys like Sergachev and stuff like that, and Sorelli and Faust. It really comes down to like the third and fourth line guys on some teams. It's hard to remember their names. Or guys like Jesperi Kakin Iemi. That name I struggle with a lot. But feel free to ask questions. As many as you'd like. I know I've said that a lot, but I just want to make sure you guys know that you can ask as many as you please, and it doesn't have to be hockey related. It can be about my personal life, anything like that. There's 8 minutes and 56 seconds in the third period of the Islanders Bruins game, and Boston leads at 1-0. And that's huge because, if you're New York and you can get a 3-1 lead going into Boston, that's going to be big. But for Boston to be able to get a game back, especially game 3 where you can breathe a little bit easier going into game 4, that could really be the difference in this series. It's always really tough mentally if you're down 2-1 at the other team's place, because you know that if you lose that game, you're down 3-1 and you could lose at home. Whereas, you win game 3, the pressure's off for game 4. Favorite animal? Okay. I'll do conventional and then a non-conventional. So I'm going to say an English bulldog has got to be my conventional one. It's a dog I've always wanted, never been able to get one. I've had a German Shepherd Chow mix. I've had a Dachshund, even a Husky, stuff like that, but never been able to get an English bulldog. That's going to be the first dog that I get personally. And then my favorite non-conventional animal is going to be a rhino. Something about animals that are just kind of chonky. How old are you? I am 21. So 21 years old, turned 21 in March. Some people say I seem older than what I am. Some people say I seem younger than I am. I've had people say that I'm 27, 28. I've had people say that I'm like 17. So it's kind of a weird phase. I think it deals a lot with what I wear that day and how my hair is done, because I can look like either a teenager or somebody that's a little bit older. I was 19, almost 20 when I got married. We got married about a month and a half before I would have been 20. I know that's not conventional, but we're not, we're not a couple that felt like we wanted to wait. We felt like we were ready. And, we had a great friendship and I think a strong relationship. We don't believe in divorce, at least for us, that is. And, we've been close for a lot of years. And, we're pretty good about money, which I think is a big thing in marriages. I don't think, we're very communicative about, okay, this is how much we have. This is how much we should spend on this. And I don't think we're big spenders on ourselves. I think we spend more on each other if we get each other gifts. But that's a big thing in a marriage is money. And I'm by no means a marriage expert, but, if you have a good, strong foundation with the person you're with and you're good about handling money together, you're probably going to be all right. If you both mishandle money, that's probably going to be a big issue. But again, we're pretty good about money. I think we're very financially responsible, especially for our age. We've got really good car insurance, so I'd feel bad if somebody hit us. We've got like the premium. We've got a bunch of it on there, so we're pretty much, covered in that sense. We're very, very, I guess, ahead in that category because I know a lot of people are not financially very, I guess, astute at our age, which is fine. Most situations you're not married at 21, 22, but we have our own apartment, have our own vehicle, all that good stuff. So we have to be, financially responsible there. Feel free to ask more questions. We're just kind of hanging out here in the intermission. I'm not sure who's going to win this. I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. I've got to go to the bathroom like crazy, but I'm not sure if I should get up and leave yet. Maybe now's the time. Maybe I'll. Does she like hockey too? I tell you, she's not a big sports person, but I think, hockey has grown on her. Um, she listens to me talk about it. She likes the Kraken jerseys a lot just because the colors are unique. She always gets on me because I'm a Canucks fan, and I don't think I'm going to be a big fan of the Kraken. She says she wants a Kraken jersey, but she said she would get couples jerseys, which is fine by me. I don't care. But I think hockey's grown on her. I think that, it's a big part of my life, so it's starting to become, I'm not saying a massive part of hers, but, I think it's a part that she pays attention to because she knows I like it. Occasionally she'll bring up articles she sees on like Instagram or Facebook to me about it, and it's always funny. But if two expansion teams got added, what would you pick? Which city? Sorry, I'm just bad at reading. If two expansion teams got added and you could pick which city got them, where would you pick? Okay, now this is a controversial opinion, but I do think I wish. Never mind, because that's already with Seattle in there, so there's 32 teams. Let's say Seattle didn't exist, and we'll go off that for one of them, and then we'll go to say if there was 34. So if there's 31 teams, I would like to see there to be 8 teams and 24 teams. What I mean by that is 8 Canadian teams and then 24 American teams. I think Hamilton could support an NHL team. Would really have liked to see them get an NHL bid, but I knew they weren't, or Quebec City. But with it being 34, here's what I do. I'd move Florida to Quebec just because I think they've really struggled in Florida. Now's their chance for the fans to show that they can support the franchise now that they were competitive. But I think Houston's been a big market people have talked about for a minute. And, Dallas is the only hockey team in Texas. There's no real competition. I think that would be a cool place. And then I don't know if the Thrashers could, thrive there, but I don't know. Hockey in the South is probably an area I try to avoid except for Houston because it's a bigger city. If I had to pick another team, man, that's tough because it's like, what market would you put them in? I think maybe a team in Wisconsin would be pretty cool. They've got a hockey program for college hockey that I think does fairly well. I'm not too big into college hockey. I follow the CHL more, but a team in Houston and then a team in Wisconsin, I think they could both do well. I'm going to run to the bathroom super fast, guys. I've had like 40, 50 ounces of water. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back, and I just realized I forgot to mute the audio, so hope you didn't hear anything. I did shut the bathroom door. So, yeah, I am back. Let's see if we got any more questions here to come back to. We do not. That's all right. Hello, Boston Sports Nation. You got here just in time. We're about to cover the third period of the new sub. Thank you. Thank you very much. We've got some new subscribers today. I feel really happy with the growth we've got so far after college. Bruins and Lightning, man, that had to be tough last year in the second round just because you had the two teams face each other. But obviously, two good teams, two fun teams to watch. And Carolina had the lead 2-2 or 2-0. Cookie plays. I'm at a restaurant, so sorry that I haven't been there. No problem. We just got here. I didn't even see your message that said hello. Sorry about that. And then I can call you Tyler, Boston Sports Nation. Sounds good, Tyler, it is. But yeah, I always think it's fun when people like two teams in the division because it's always like they get to play each other a lot. So it's always interesting to see how they feel about the matchups. I really do like the all-Canadian division, but I miss the Boston-Toronto, Boston, what is it? I can't even think. The Boston-Montreal series as well. And in general, I think that while I do like the Canadian division, I kind of just want the divisions to go back to normal, I guess. Who's my favorite hockey YouTuber? Is big fan of the hockey guy. He just kills it. Such a great hockey YouTuber. And, he's amazing. He's the biggest hockey YouTuber that I can think of, but I think he's a guy that you could just sit down at a restaurant with if you met him and, have a beer or two and just kind of relax or, just kind of hang out. Who are you? I can't even talk. Favorite sport besides hockey? I do follow the CFL. The NFL I kind of followed for a while. Well, I was a big fan of the NFL, but it's kind of complex for all that. But, I like the CFL. It's a fun, fast-paced game. If we ever get it back, that's pretty fun. Been following that. Hot Take Hockey and Sam Smith. I have never watched either one of those. I probably should. But, yeah, I'm a big not hands down hockey. Although he's not bad either. Post to Post, I think, is a good one. And then, the hockey guy. That's just, a great YouTuber and super chill. And you guys can keep throwing questions my way. We got all day. I went to the bathroom, and I'm set for the rest of this game. We could be looking at OT. I don't know. We'll have to see. Hoping the audio isn't too bad with this. We've had some trouble with this mic, but we shall see. This has gone pretty well. I mean, I know that I'm obviously not a professional by any means, but I've had fun doing it. Hope you guys have had some fun as well. Hopefully it's not as hot the next time. Good grief. My AC in my apartment is terrible, so we usually just open the windows to make things easier, but with the carnival going on, it would just be super loud, and it would just kill the audio, so we can't do that probably for like another week. I think that's how much longer it's going on. Which really stinks, but at the end of the day, we get some good food that's right across from us, so I have taken advantage of that a few times. The rides really aren't worth paying for. Besides the Ferris wheel, I'm not going to do anything. It had been a long time since I'd had an elephant ear, and I think if you're in Canada, they call them beaver tails, or at least it's a similar thing. It was pretty good. Like I said, just shoot questions away. We have got some time before the game starts, and even then you can ask questions. It's all good by me. Have I been to Canada? I was supposed to with my best friend and his family. They like to take me out on a lot of stuff when we were younger. And my mom said no. She just kind of felt like, they shouldn't have to bring me to a different country and all that. It was kind of weird. I think it was weird. I don't know. I don't know if she felt uncomfortable about me going to Canada at such a young age with somebody that wasn't going to be her, but yeah, no, I didn't get to go, but it would have been fun. They went to Toronto, Montreal. They hit up a lot of stuff. It would have been fun to go. I haven't got to go yet. And then I wanted to go in, I think my junior year, my Spanish class was going to go to Paraguay or something like that, but just wasn't in the cards financially. It was a really expensive amount. So unfortunately, I haven't been out of the country yet, but I plan on being out of the country, hopefully travel the world at some point. Not all at once, but separated it. Thank you for everybody that stayed on here for a long time. I know it's been over 2 hours, and it's been kind of crazy figuring out how the live stream works and all that, again, since it is my first one. But, I think we'll be better prepared for when we do the second one. Do I know if it's going to be tomorrow? Probably not. I don't know if we'll do that tomorrow. I will figure that out. But, I think we'll do another one. What's today? I think it is Thursday. I could see us doing another one by Sunday. Right now, we're just at a commercial break, so nothing to see here, unless my game thing froze. Looks like we might be getting ready to start of the third. And guys, feel free to fire away. We're just kind of doing a summary of Victor Hedman right now. What happens with Seth Jones? He's gone. He's not staying here. Even if he stays for the year, he's gone. Sorry, obviously my voice is, I don't know, tired or what, but obviously been talking for 2 hours straight. We'll see how it does tomorrow. Maybe get some cough drops. But, yeah, I think Seth Jones is gone. I don't know who would take him, though, because the thing is he's going to want way too much money. They're just talking about Hedman right now. He's got 10 assists in the playoffs so far, and that's crazy. Got a lot of great shooters on this team, though. Tampa Bay might be getting a good chance early. Ooh, cross the net, but they just couldn't get it to go. They're getting another good look here, though. Somebody's got the puck. Can't tell who. Again, the screen's a little bit tinier, so I can't see, but the Tampa Bay, I think, has been turning it on in the second. And obviously on the power play, they think they got 2 power play goals in the second. And, ooh, they had a great chance there. If they could get that cross-crease pass going, they're going to be in good shape. You just can't get it going for the timing yet. Although Carolina's got a good defensive group, so it's going to be really tough to get it past them. I think Carolina's going to have to be desperate in this third. It's, and a turnover here. That's rough. Tampa Bay still got the puck. Now they lost control. But, if they don't win this game, you're down 3-0. I don't know what the odds would be for them to win the series, but it'd probably be like 5% or less. Tampa Bay's got the puck. I think they're just trying to get a feel for what Carolina's going to be doing here at the start of the third. They've had some decent chances already, but we'll see. And like I said, feel free to keep asking questions. I don't mind that it's going on during the game. It's not a bother to me. And it looks like the Islanders just tied it up with about a minute left in the third. So it's going to be probably going to OT, and it looks like they got a good chance for the Lightning here. Stamkos gets a shot off, but it is not going to happen. We've seen a lot of games go into overtime this playoffs. I don't mind it, but at the same time, it's like if it's a West Coast game, since I'm on the East Coast or on the Eastern time zone, it makes it really difficult to stay up and cover that. Of course, the two best teams play in completely different time zones than me, but can't complain. I think they're both in the mountain. Maybe Colorado's in central, but I know Vegas is in the mountain. At least it's not Pacific. It's weird because we live literally like 10 minutes away from the central time zone border. So there's a lot of, if somebody's from Illinois talking to them and them, you kind of verifying that it's, you know, Eastern Standard Time Zone, but that doesn't happen too much. It does occur from time to time. And Tampa is just getting some good looks. And I don't know. Carolina's not playing how you need to play when you're down 2-0 at the other team's stadium right now. They just are playing on their feet. And if Tampa gets another goal here, I think it's probably done. But you never know. Crazier things have happened. And if one of you could just ask a question to make sure the stream's still working, I don't want to be here talking to myself, or just a statement. I really don't care. I just want to make sure that it's still going. I don't want to. Oh, hey, Roman. Yeah, okay. So the stream is working. Like I said, feel free to ask questions. What we're looking at right here is Carolina starting to show some signs of life. They're down underneath the net, try to put pressure on the Lightning, but the Lightning get it into the neutral zone, and now they're into Carolina's end, but puck stripped right there. Carolina trying to go into the transition game. They got a good look here, and they just stretch it too far out for Stahl. The score is 2-2, tied, obviously, but just wanted to verify that. And if both teams have just had a few chances that have been stretched. The passes have been stretched just a little too much, or they haven't been able to get the puck settled. We'll see how that goes into overtime too, because the ice obviously suffers a little bit. Now it looks like it's going to be an icing on Tampa Bay, so we're going to take a face-off over at the other point. Favorite players to watch? I mean, McDavid's obviously an easy one. Matthews. I'm going off guys that are on my favorite teams. Pasta's always fun to watch. If I had to pick a defenseman, I like watching Yossi a lot. Goalies, Soros is always fun. What do you think happens for the Seth Jones situation? Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about that over the course of this. I think he's gone, whether it's this year or next year, he's gone. He's not going to be here, and they take the face off center ice. But yeah, if he doesn't want to be here, why keep him? And, I'm not going to badmouth him. Do I have any pets? Unfortunately, I do not. We had hermit crabs. We weren't allowed to have pets in our apartment. Oh, actually, you can, but you have to do a bunch of paperwork. So we're going to wait till we move out of this apartment. But we had some hermit crabs, but one killed all the other ones. So he died, and we just weren't going to get any more. He was a menace. But we were going to get a cat. It was a family member's cat, but the paperwork was just insane to get it, and you had to pay a bunch of money just to do it. So we didn't do it, but we're going to get animals once we can. Yes, they do eat each other, and it's kind of disgusting. Most of them got along pretty well, but that one decided to take on all of them, and he was smaller than I think just about every single one. And it looks like could be looking at a commercial break here. Nope, face off. And then Fogle for Carolina is in the locker room. Maybe he comes back. I don't know. I'd like to see Dougie Hamilton really just put on a show. I think he's going to be a free agent at the end of this season, so we'll see how it goes. Carolina's got the puck and sends it all the way down to Tampa's end. That's going to be an icing. Best jerseys in the league. I don't know if I can say that for sure. I thought about doing like a tier ranking. I love the Canucks home jerseys. I think the home jerseys are a lot better than the road jerseys for a lot of people. San Jose's got some good ones. Florida, Pittsburgh, as much as I hate to say it, their logo and their colors really look good. I'll have to do a video about that in the offseason. Then Roman said the Islanders Bruins series. Then, yeah, it's insane right now. Carolina and stuff's a big shot. Yeah, if you ask my wife, she loves just the unique colors of the Kraken thing. She kind of gets, I get sick of it too. It's just like every team's, let's do navy blue, let's do red, let's do, it's just really basic. Pin sky blue, best jersey. I wish they went back to that. I do. I'm okay with that. They'll take a face off in Carolina's end, and Carolina wins the face-off. Now can they get it out of their own net? But yeah, I'll do a tier ranking jersey on that over the course of the offseason. Maybe I'll do home and away. Away jerseys just don't appeal to me a lot. I'm not like a lot of people buy away jerseys because it looks clean or whatever, but it's just not my thing, I don't think. The home jerseys are just so much better. Tampa Bay's got the puck. It's 2-2. And it is just, nothing. It's kind of just deadlocked right now. Both teams can't maintain possession of the puck. And it looks like we could have a fast break opportunity here. Nope. Puck's going to go along the board. And they're going to put pressure on Tampa Bay in their end, but going to stay away from it. CBJ should make the alternate logo the primary. Yes, I've been saying that for probably 4 or 5 years now. It looks so good. I don't like our current logo. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's kind of bland, and it's, other people like it, but I like the Cannon more. I think the best jersey I've seen for sports with the Louisville Cardinals football, the gray red ones. I think I know what you're talking about. Those are clean. The cream and blue would look great on a jersey. Yes, it would. I want to get the alternate, but I just don't know which one I get right now. Maybe Atkinson. Now we've got the Lightning in Carolina's end, and they're trying to keep it in, but we'll see how it goes. I think Kucherov is underneath the net, but here we see them just battling along the boards. Carolina's got to get it out. There's about 12 and a half minutes left in the third. And we are looking at a tied game that's possibly going into overtime. We don't know. Good thing I brought my Chargers at 44%. That's insane. Had I not paid attention to that, it would have just died midstream. And Svetch got a stick stuck in his skates. Favorite TV shows, big King of the Hill guy. Love King of the Hill. Watch that religiously. Love Trailer Park Boys. I love Forensic Files. I watch that all the time too. If it's a crime thing, I'm probably going to watch it. Like, not like a crime drama series, but like actually one like, the First 48, stuff like that. Anything that's history related. Kind of a nerd like that, but that's okay. Tampa Bay is trying to get it out of their own end. They're looking to get a break here, and it looks like Stamkos has got the puck. He's going up, and he's going for a possible. No, it's not going to be a wraparound. He looked like he had the angle for a second. He gets knocked down, gets back up. We got more battling along the boards. Tampa Bay in the neutral zone fighting for the puck. And Carolina has got the puck. They're getting a possible fast break here. I don't know who's got it. They turn around. They try to go. And they turn over the puck. And whoever it is has a decent chance if they can get a look. Natchez might have had a good chance to score there, but the puck just couldn't settle. I think he's pretty underrated. He's got, I think, 20-some goals on the year this season. And it looks like we're going to be going to commercial break tied 2-2 with about 10 and a half minutes left. Feel free to ask all the questions. They don't have to be they don't have to be hockey related. They can be personal. I am fair game. Still makes me laugh about that actor joke from earlier. That was funny. You almost got me too. Let's take a look at the scoring chances. So far, the Lightning lead 3-0 in that category in the third. They lead 14-, or that's for high danger chances, excuse me. They also lead 6-0 in scoring chances in the third. So it's kind of all them at the moment. 5-on-5. It was Barzell that sent that game in OT, I believe, for the Islanders. What are the shots? In total, the shots are 29-19 in favor of the Lightning. It's a weird game because you'd figured you'd have more urgency from Carolina, but, outside of the first and the second, well, I guess towards the end of the second, it's not been going. Am I allergic to anything? I used to be allergic to pineapples and pears. It wasn't anything crazy. I just, it ran right through me, I guess is the best way you could put it, but not allergic to that anymore. Cats is the only thing that I'm allergic to, but I just take some Benadryl from around that. You have some jokes. Let's hear them, Roman. Would you like me to read them out loud? If not, you can just put them in the chat. That's fine by me. I don't know why I'm tired. It's 10:17. What is the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus. Yes. Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm all down for the corny jokes. Those are some of my favorites. I used to have a bunch of them. What kind of workouts do you do? Well, when I do work out, which I need to get back on, I was pretty good about it in January. I was doing it about 6-7 times a week. I try to do, for some reason, my legs, ever since I did legs in high school, just maintain to be big without actually having to do legs. Don't know why that is. So I don't really do a lot of legs. I know I should, but they still maintained being big. I don't know what it is about them, but I do a lot of arms and core when I do work out. I think I focus on arms more. I need to get back onto it, but those are the workouts I do if I do work out. Hiking, obviously, is one of those that I do because we do pretty long hikes and we go, I'd say we have a really good pace with it. Thank you. We sure do appreciate here in South Alabama. No problem. I love to bring hockey coverage to everybody. I love hockey and just want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to enjoy it. And it's 2-2 with 10 minutes and 1 second left in the third. We could be looking at overtime. But yeah, I do need to get back into working out. I was getting a little heavy there, but I've lost a little bit of weight. I think the biggest problem is I eat a lot, and I've always eaten a lot, big portions ever since I was a kid. And I just got to watch out for that because I'm not going to change how much I eat, but I do think I will try to put more effort into working out. It's just tough sometimes, especially when you have school, work, and YouTube. You're putting in like 28 hours at ESPN, and then you have your classes, your homework, and you're doing YouTube, and it's like 4 or 5 in the morning, and you're taking YouTube notes. The last thing you want to do is work out, but I'm trying to get back on it. Even if it's just 15 minutes, that's better than nothing. So it looks like we're going to have Carolina fighting for puck possession in Tampa's end. They've been doing a good job so far, and they've got a turnover here. Got a good chance. I don't know who was it that got that shot off, but really, really good chance. That's the kind of life you need from Carolina right now. Unfortunately, I got a double chin from my mom's side of the family, regardless of how thin I've been. They just all have double chins, and they can be really thin, but just regardless of how thin you are, you're going to have a double chin in my family. Even when I was like 130 some pounds, I still had a double chin. I don't know why that is genetically, but it is an unfortunate drawback, but it could be worse. I think I'm still in decent shape. I'm about 5'9", 5'10", and weigh about 185 pounds. And, it's not all muscle, but there's some muscle. Heck yeah, I do. You are the best stream in the hockey events, so we can hear the audio. Thank you. Stream in these hockey events. No problem. And then for the audio, I kind of wish that I could stream the audio. I don't think I can. I don't know if I misunderstood you on that, but yeah, I'll try to be a little bit better about focusing on that. Carolina's got the puck, 8 minutes left in the third, 2-2. And, Carolina's got some life. They've got some life here. They're getting some decent chances, but they've got to find a way to get consistent looks in the end. I feel like, or in Tampa's end, I feel like as soon as they get a shot off, they just have to get back to the neutral zone at best. So we'll see how that goes. What do you call fake noodle? What do you call fake noodle, Roman? I'm curious. Carolina's got the puck in Tampa's end while we wait for Roman's joke, breathlessly awaiting. An imposter. I knew that one. Why did I forget that? That is on me. I've heard that one before. I need to remember these so I can actually start using them for myself. And Tampa Bay gets a shut off, but it's pretty far out. Mrazek's got that easy. I used to have a ton of great jokes that I remember. I got to remember these now. I'm going to have to start doing like a log of all the jokes I used to have. And they were all family friendly too, so it's like a good thing that you can say around everybody. And we're at a commercial break. Woo-hoo. See what we got going on in the Bruins-Islanders game. It hasn't started for their OT yet, but we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of curious to see if they can fight it off. And we will see how that goes. Or am I family friendly? You know, I'm pretty family friendly on air. I think like sometimes I got a pretty hot head, and especially with the university, the way they do things, I think I fly off the handle there with what they say. But you know, I think in general I'm a pretty family friendly guy, especially on there. What did the 0 say to 8? Nice belt. Okay, I'm dumb. I would have never got that. Roman's got all these jokes. Maybe I should tell a joke to you guys. I just gotta look one up because I don't remember one anymore. If I wasn't family friendly, I could use a joke from Predator, but can't do that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be family friendly. Let's see. Okay, so the Islanders Bruins game has started officially now. I don't know who's going to win. Tampa's been looking pretty good, especially late in the second. Do the joke, do the job, do the. Oh, okay, I got you. I'll look up a joke. I'll look up a pun. I like puns. Okay. Funny pun jokes. Oh no, the game's back on. No. Okay, we'll look up the best bad puns and see if we can get one while it's going on. No action's going on so far. Let's see. Carolina's got a good chance. I'll wait to see if we can get a pause, like an icing or something like that. Apple bottom jeans. Okay, I get you. Boots with the fur. Oh yeah, you're getting some lyrics right here. And Tampa looks like they could be taking it into Carolina's end. Getting some ASMR while I drink the water. I used to call it asthma. Makes sense where I live. People would read it as asthma. It's in the middle of nowhere. And Carolina is in the end trying to clear out the puck, but having some real trouble struggling to get the puck out of their own end. That's not going to be an icing. Vasilevsky tries to play it, but he doesn't get it, but they try to pass it. Couldn't get it. Sticks down low. Tampa's coming back on their own way, trying to get back here, get a look. Kind of tough because whoever's on him is just really just nailing it right now. Just really tight. Pause. Do we get to meet your wife? Wow. I'm going to see how I could get her on here. I think it'd be really difficult. Maybe she'll put her hand out. She's a very shy person. And I think the best case scenario would be us getting to put her hand out or like us showing an older picture of her. So I'll see what she can do. Who gets the game winner? I'm going to have fun and say Grizzlick gets the game winner. We'll see. Watch him be hurt and me not know it. But yeah, we got a good chance for Carolina here. And they just cannot keep possession. That's going to be an icing. We'll get a punt here. I was wondering why the ball was getting bigger, and then it hit me. Never trust an atom. They make up everything. I'll give you one more. The Middle Ages were called the Dark Ages because there were so many nights. Ooh, 3 things on my bucket list. Hold up. We'll get that as soon as we get this here. We just need a stoppage of play. Of course, whenever I say the joke, they're just like, continuous play. But no, yeah, of course that happens. They've been icing for days, and now they just suddenly decided we're going end-to-end hockey. It is what it is. There's 4 minutes and 41 seconds. It's still tied. 3 things on my bucket list. List some bucket list things. I need ideas. I think visit other countries, I think, would be cool. Good grief. Of course, I'm blanking right now. Okay, visit other countries will be 1. You know what? I think skydiving would be 1. I think that'd be kind of cool. Dangerous, but fun. And maybe see if I could catch a shark or something like that. That'd be really cool. Maybe fish for a shark. I'd probably let him loose, but just to see if we could catch one, that'd be pretty cool. So that's my 3. Let me know your 3 in the bottom. A Boston 1. Was it Grizzly? Probably not, but I just figured throw out a weird name. Oh, okay. I was going to go pasta, so I wouldn't have been right either way. But yeah, they go up 2-1, and now have the possibility to go up 3-1 in the series. We'll see how that goes. Your wife looks super tan compared to you. How are you able to tell that? I love everybody in this chat, and I love hockey. That's good. That's good stuff. We've got a great chat here, and we all love hockey. You might be able to tell from the picture. That might be why. Yeah, she's darker than me. She's Italian and all that, so she's a lot darker than I am. Me being German, I'm not very tan. My Instagram, you found it. Oh, yeah. Oh, I posted a photo of us. That's right. That's right. I forgot that I did that. She is a lot darker than me. You should see her in the summertime. So much darker than me. I'm pasty. And yeah, it's not fair because she'll always be like, you're so pasty. Yeah, thanks. I know. I don't get tan. I get burnt. She could spend all day out in the sun and then just get a glorious tan. I go out there for 5 minutes. I'm red like a lobster. I think red in overtime. I don't know if this is going to happen, especially for Carolina. I just don't know if they're getting some great looks right now. With the way Florida's playing, they might be able to get a power play, and they get a good shot off here by. Didn't get to see what it was. See, that's a hard part. You really have to have a list in order to do this because you don't know everybody. Even on your favorite team, it can be hard sometimes. I think I know the guys pretty well, but some people that don't follow it as closely, I think might have a harder time keeping up, which is fine. There's a lot of players and it's a fast game. Okay, so we are looking at just under 4 minutes, and it's still tied 2-2. And we really haven't got to see any great looks in a minute. I feel like my voice is gone too. It's been almost 3 hours, and it is a little hoarse, but we're all right. We will get through it. When your voice just goes and you can feel it a little bit? We're at that point, but we're going to be okay. We'll get through the OT. We'll probably be fine by tomorrow. And we'll go from there. Again, please make sure to subscribe if you have not. We have gotten like 3 new subscribers, which is amazing. We crossed that 250 threshold on to 500. then 1,000. It's going to be great. 3 minutes left, and Carolina got the shot off, but they weren't able to get it past the defender. I think it got deflected. Tampa Bay might be getting a good look here. We'll see. What did one hat say to the other? You wait here, I'll go on ahead. That's good. I like that one. I'm going to have to use that. 2.5 minutes left. Tampa's still got it in Carolina's end. And they are it looks like they're forcing shots. They, I think, could be a little bit more patient. Oh, got a text message from my wife, and let's see what it said. 254 subscribers. Holy cow. We've gained 5 subscribers. Thank you so much. We might have to do more of these. It's going pretty well. So here it is, minute and 58 seconds left. Score is 2-2. We've got 17 people in here. That's crazy. I didn't expect to get anybody. And you guys have been amazing the whole way. Apologize for my voice kind of being gone, but when you talk like for almost 3 hours, it goes a little bit. But we're getting there. We're chugging along. And then we have, it's just neither team can maintain puck time. Thanks for doing it. No problem. I'm just glad to be able to do it. Is that going to be icing? Let's take a look at what they said. Of course, I missed it because John Cooper is mad. He is mad. Oh, man, he's fiery. You know, he was a lawyer, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I heard that right, but I'm fairly certain. Okay, so he's saying it shouldn't be an icing. He's saying that Stamkos got there in time. I don't know if the rule is by the back line. It might be. And I think it might have crossed that line. We'll see. Brendan Moore isn't happy either now, too. So, you know, Brendan Moore seems like a guy you wouldn't want to get in a fight with even to this day. He's a tough guy. I don't know if, you know, some of the younger guys, you know, I'm pretty young myself, remember him, but he was tough. Oh, Tampa might have a good chance here if they can get their stick on it. Oh, no, he can't. He falls down. If I do another one, which I will do, I will. 256 subscribers. You guys are the best. You really are the best. We're going to have to do this again. We're going to have to do it again. 1 minute and 8 seconds left, and it's still 2-2. I'm going to probably make maybe a name chart before the next game. Maybe print that off or something like that. That way I can. That was Killorn. It's tough because if it's not your team, you're not familiar with a lot of the guys, the numbers at least. If they're not like, Faust, I'm not familiar with his numbers, so it takes me a second to realize who it is, stuff like that. Brendan Moore would be such a fun guy to have a party with, though. I know he'd be a big partier. Tampa Bay is going on the power play. Dougie Hamilton gets called for tripping. He does not like that. Rob does not like it either. He is angry, pulling down the mask and everything. Tampa fans waving the flag, chanting. It's insane. This is where it could end right here. Tampa Bay is 2 for 2, I'm pretty sure, today on the power play. If not, they're like 2 for 3. But coming into today, they were 1 for 5. Carolina might score on the PK. No, they will not just yet, but they still have the puck. And they just dump it off into Tampa's end. Tampa trying to take it up with 34 seconds left. Hedman's got the puck. Hedman races towards the middle of the ice. Kicks it off to the left side. Hedman kicks it back. Not Hedman. I think it's Sergachev. Maybe Kucherov. Didn't get to see. Hedman's got the puck again. You can tell he's looking to shoot. He shoots. Can't get it to go. They get it back to Hedman. Hedman kicks it off back. They get it to Kucherov. Kucherov gets it back to Hedman. Hedman passes it. Gets a pass off. Puck's stuck. Kucherov takes a shot. Hedman's got the puck. He shoots with about 3 seconds left, and it looks like Mrazek manages. Nope, puck's not with him. Puck bounce. They're talking right now. Let's see what they have to say. What do I think the most intense electrifying playoff game was the last decade? tough to say, but if you guys remember the home game for the Hawks against the Lightning where they hadn't won the Stanley Cup at home in Game 6, that was a crazy fun game. It was close into the third, if I remember right. I think the Hawks won 2-0. That was really fun. I'd have to think on that. There's 3.1 seconds left. The Lightning are going to have to win a face-off. They're not going to get a shot off in time. We're going to OT. Would you trade Marner for Tays? No. Tays, I don't even know what's going on with Tays right now. I think that's, oh, by the way, we're going into OT. It's 2-2. I think that's like, I would trade for Marner because he's younger, and I think that you're going to get more years out of him. Tays, he didn't play this year. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know if they ever said, so I'm going to go with a no. Yeah, Roman says it was a good game. Jeremy, you're entertaining. You're such a natural. Well, thank you. I obviously slip up from time to time. I'm not Doc Emrick, unfortunately, but glad everybody's having fun. Tyler says go or come on, Tampa Bay. Boston. I said Boston. Tyler again said my Bruins won. They did win in OT. Leafs are crazy, even if they think about trading more. I don't think they should, but it is a crazy stretch. He's going 18 playoff games in a row without a goal, I believe, if I saw that stat right the other day. 257 subscribers. You guys are the best. We're going to have to keep these up. I don't know. We might have to do this for the Stanley Cup final too, like all the way through the Stanley Cup final if it gets us growth. This is the growth we needed. You guys are amazing. I think you get to see a little bit more of my personality with this than like my videos where I just cover stats. We get to ask questions and stuff. It's fun. And since we're going into OT, make sure to ask questions. Anybody and everybody. I don't mind. And I am on to my last bit of water. That's okay. Let me think. Okay, so the greatest playoff game in the last decade. Hope the Hurricanes can pull it out. Smith Kibbe says. I apologize if I said that wrong. I do too. I want the Canes to win or at least make this a competitive series. I don't want to see them get swept or anything like that against Tampa Bay. Yeah, that Hawks Lightning game was really, really fun. I remember that Tampa Bay, I think, had the best home record that year. And that's when Sharp had that really weird goal against Ben Bishop. What's your favorite player in the league, not a CBG player? So I will pick a player that's not on the Blue Jackets or the Canucks. Let me look at all the teams real quick. It's probably going to be a goalie. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a big goalie supporter. Let me look at the standings. I apologize. We're just kind of perusing through here. And, Aho is pretty fun to watch. I would say if I had to pick Phil Kessel, he's a really fun player. I'm not saying that he's great anymore. I think no, hey, you're good. You don't have to give me any. Okay, thank you. So my wife back at it here on the hydration gang. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'd say Phil Kessel, Phil the Thrill. A lot of people are like, oh, I got to be, having a super healthy diet. I got to do this. I got to be like hardcore. You know what I will say though, is I've heard that he's a beast in the gym. He just doesn't take a diet very serious. And I relate to that. I ended up back squatting about 405 in high school and my diet was terrible. I was in a much better shape than Phil, but Phil obviously can do way more important things than me. But I'd say Phil the Thrill. Do you think the Lightning are going to win the Stanley Cup again? Maybe. They've got a really good chance. They really do. They are looking good. And I said during the regular season, they were probably my favorite to win it. Why? Just because of Vasi. I think at the end of the day, I always say go with the team that's got the better goalie. And for the most part, that's held out for me. And Vasilevsky's a good goalie. I know he's got a really good team around him, but Vasi is a workhorse. Feel free to keep asking more questions. The fact that we've even been able to go this long and gain these many subscribers, insane, and I thank you so much for it. Like, The thing is, we are just getting closer and closer to getting, 1,000 subscribers, getting closer to getting paid for this. I can put more time into this. And as soon as I get enough to live off of this, we are switching over full time. And it would be a pretty sweet gig. I'm not going to lie. And Gronk is better than Vasi. Gronk's crazy. Gronk's a party animal. Him at Arizona. Wait, where'd he go? He went to AZ State, right? Crazy. Delaney Brammer, I apologize if I said that wrong, gives the lightning emojis. Makes sense. They're playing well. Do you see the Blue Jackets trading one of their first-round picks for a player or players? I wouldn't push it out of possibility. Jarmo Kekalainen, the GM of the Blue Jackets, has said that they're probably going to trade one of their first-round picks anyway. If they like a player, maybe a younger player that's a project, they could possibly do it. I'm drinking out of a thing that held hot fudge, but we cleaned it out. So I tell you, it's kind of a pain to watch these. Anytime you get like a pasta jar or anything like that, they got all like that stuff that sticks to like the wrapping and all that. It's a pain. Feel free to ask more questions or just talk on here about hockey. That jar, though, yes, it's refreshing. Thoughts on Kekalainen? I like him. Big fan of him. I know that obviously he's in a tough spot because he's in Columbus, but I like some of the moves he's made. I think he got a little overzealous, I guess, in the sense that, we really did reach to get a lot of guys like Duchesne and Zingle at the deadline for that 2019 run. And I think it did hurt us in a way, but at the same time, we won a playoff run, so I'm not going to complain about that. For a team that had never won one before, that was huge. And I do think had we got past Boston, we probably would have at least went to the Stanley Cup Finals. I think we would have beat Carolina. That's just a hot take, though. Thoughts on the Habs and the Jets? I have not picked Montreal in either of the series, and I didn't pick the Jets. I'm going to be 0 for 3 because I picked the Jets, because if Montreal keeps playing this way, I'm going to be wrong. And I'm okay with that. My friend's a big Habs. We've been best friends since we were 5. He's just kind of enjoying the run. I think they still need to make improvements, but, if they can fix some things, maybe. Carey Price is just, at times shut out in the playoffs. He is. Apologize, my voice is giving out here. I need a cough drop. Maybe I'll buy those at the store tomorrow. We just got to keep soldiering on. I don't know how broadcasters do this for – I guess they get breaks, but who cares? No rest for the wicked. It's a good song, by the way, if you like Cage Elephant. I'm a big Cage Elephant fan. How about those cicadas? Yes. Okay. So my professor, one of my professors is not from the U.S. Delaney, I am from Indiana, unfortunately. I apologize. It's the middle of nowhere. The cicadas are insane right now. One of my professors is not from the U.S., and he kind of found out about them, and he was shocked, and I was like, no, dude, those are loud, and let me tell you, they can keep you up at night with how loud they are. They're right outside our apartment. Roman said, if the Blue Jackets were able to keep their 2019 playoff run team together, would they be cup contenders the next couple of years? Really, really tough to say. Because, would Bob have fallen off? Probably, just because, the Panthers at times were not a bad defending team this year, and they still had bad stats. Now, obviously, they've got some goalies that look pretty promising, but we'll see. We have those in Alabama. They're so loud in breeding season. It's insane. Yes, it is awful here right now. Literally, when we were hiking, we had to shout in order to be able to talk just because of how loud they are. And you see them all over the place. The ants literally will attack them. There's just so many. It's crazy. And, of course, my wife is not a bug person. So if one gets on her, she freaks out. She starts slapping the air, slapping her hair, all that stuff. Who am I going for? For this game or for, the playoffs in general? We hydrate in this household. I'll wait to answer that just to make sure I get it right. This game, I'm going for the Canes. I'd love to see the Canes win this, make it at the very least a 7-game series. Feel free to keep asking questions. Going to get a water, be right back. Yes, hydration is key. That is one thing. I may not be the healthiest eater. In fact, I'm probably one of the worst when it comes to portion sizes and calories, all that stuff. I know I need to eat more fruits and veggies, but I am really good about drinking water. So that's the only good thing I've got going for my health. Who are your top 5 players right now? I cannot give you those. Um, just because that list would have to be extensive. I mean, you'd have McDavid, McKinnon up there, maybe Matthews. Eichel is a top 10 player. I'd have to look if he's a top 5. I'll have to make a list sometime, though. I'm sorry about that. Hockey Brigade's going to get us all to hydrate. Yes, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. And obviously, if you do something that makes you dehydrated with the adult beverages, make sure to hydrate afterwards. That is not fun to be part of the hangover gang. Are you happy or sad to see Torts go? Sad, just because of kind of like how it went down. I wanted him to go out, like maybe retire with at least a playoff series win or something like another one. Hate to see how it ended because it wasn't all on him. What is your favorite team? I'd say it's tied with the Blue Jackets and the Canucks. You can't tell right now because I don't have any Canucks gear, but I bought a pennant. And then I'm going to buy some more Canucks stuff over time just to kind of even it out. But I love them both. Although I like the Canucks logo and jerseys more. I just wish the Blue Jackets used a cannon more or made it their permanent logo. Feel free to keep asking away. We're just kind of at the intermission right now. Nothing's going on. I don't really usually watch the intermission or listen to it. They don't always say what I agree with. And, I think sometimes they don't entertain me. You have a Canucks hat on right now. Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's my favorite. Actually, I've got a beanie I almost wore. Because some of the weather here is so unpredictable right now. It's been like in the low or the high 30s, and our apartment's not heated very well either. So I've had to wear a beanie. Other days I've literally had to wear like shorts and like no shirt. Other days I've had to be like hoodie and sweatpants. But yeah, this is my Canucks hat. I want to get more. I just, right now obviously got to be safe with money with everything going on. But I have obviously my beanie. What do you think about Dougie Hamilton's playoff performance? Well, let me pull up some of his stats. And we will go there. Haven't seen his stats yet, but I will pull those up. Can I add a filter here? All teams, Carolina Hurricanes. I'm kind of curious to see if Dougie Hamilton will want to stay in Carolina. They're a fun bunch. I would like him to stay in Carolina. So Dougie Hamilton, well, they're out shooting teams by a lot with him on the ice, and they're outscoring teams. They're outscoring them, especially on 5-on-5. They're just doing a lot of things right. If he could limit some high danger chances, but overall, just they're outscoring teams, so that's not a bad thing. Let's check the power play stats. That's big too. PK is always a really hard stat to judge. Can you show the game? I cannot. Otherwise, I will get a strike. And that is no bueno. I cannot afford to get a strike. It is illegal, and I also don't want to get sued. I wish I could. I really do. Let's go to the power play. And again, I apologize for my voice giving out. We're just going on 3 hours here, but we will prevail. We'll buy some cough drops. And let's take a look at Dougie's numbers. I need a way to pull up dominant power play numbers right here, especially for scoring chances. So good so far. I'd say 5-on-5. We are going to have to watch him defensively. NBC, I believe. I have the NBC thing. Maybe it's NBC. There's so many packages. What year/season was your favorite playoffs? That is tough. Let me think. I'm just trying to think back, and obviously, of course, right now I'm blanking. Let me think. 2018 was – who was in the 2018 Cup? That was Caps Vegas. That was pretty good. I wasn't a big fan of it, though. And in North Carolina. I live in Indiana, so I will not say what city just yet. When I get closer to moving, I will. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's NBC. I don't remember. I've got a few different sports packages in order to like attain this. We have an ESPN Plus package. Unfortunately, I don't think they're showing games there for the playoffs. They show regular season games. I don't think they're showing it there, but we've got a ton of sports packages that are fairly cheap. We found ways to, get these nice packages that are fairly cheap, and do it that way. So you just got to do a lot of digging when you try to find these good sports deals if you can't afford the money aspect. Favorite year of the playoffs, though? 258. You guys are crazy good. You guys are amazing. I don't know if I can say the play. I tell you what, 2014 was kind of fun. 2015 was fun. I was not a fan of the Penguins going on their runs. Didn't like that. Not going to lie there. That took some of the fun out of it. Let's see. But yeah, Dougie Hamilton, especially offensive, he's got it going. He's providing a lot of chances. Now, I don't know what his playoff stats are in terms of points and all that, but looking at his chances, really, really good. He's getting some looks. And just, you guys keep firing away. I think we should be starting the game here soon. No, it is USA. My bad. Is it? I don't know. My eyes still bad. It's most improved Blue Jackets player from last year to this year. I'm going to have to look at that. I'm going to have to look at that in depth and say, I tell you what, I wish Texier would have kept that hot start that he had at the beginning of the year. Tex was on fire to start the year, and he just faded big time. I liked what I saw from Bjorkstrand. Cam had a nice bounce back year, I thought. Sorry, I have been touching my face a lot. I'm just kind of like rubbing my face. I kind of feel tired, not sure why. What do you think about the salary cap situation in Tampa Bay? Am I a big fan of it? No, but it is legal. You got the LTIR. Teams aren't just going to lose a year of Kucherov just to have him come back in the playoffs. Nobody would do that. It is legal. I do think if the NHL has a big problem about it, they need to step in and fix it. But I know everybody's not a big fan of it, but it is what it is. Like, they are allowed to do it. They're taking advantage of something that they're allowed to do, which we can't fault them for. It just stinks because they're beating a lot of teams, and they're good at what they do. It looks like we're getting ready to start OT. We'll see who wins. I think it might be Tampa, just with how they've played since the end of the second. It's kind of hot in here, too, so I'm a little itchy. So I apologize. It's kind of probably why I'm touching my face a little bit. I need some more water. And a cough drop. Cherry is probably my favorite flavor of a cough drop. I used to eat those things like candy. Kucherov gets it. He sets it up. Can't get it to go. I think he was trying to get it to point. And they still have 20-some seconds of the power play. So, yeah, it is frustrating to watch. I agree with you there, Smith Kibbe. Apologize if I'm saying that wrong. So, Tampa Bay's got a chance here. They got a chance of getting looks. And they've got about 10 seconds left on the power play. We'll see if they can get it. They got a shot off, and power play is over. They're going to get, I think it was Dougie that was off. And no, they don't score. It looked like they did for a second. They got a few good chances. Braden Point's got the puck. And they go take a shot, and it is Stamkos. Couldn't get it to go. They've got the puck, and they are going to kick it back to, it looks like Hedman. Maybe it's Hedman. Yeah, these broadcasters are good at keeping their voices. I don't know. It's probably going to be vocal training or something like that. They do get breaks, too. It's obviously you get to take a break and all that, but we just keep on keeping on. Carolina's got the puck. It's back to 5-on-5. Still 2-2 in OT. Obviously, whoever scores next wins as long as there's nothing wrong with how they score the goal, like an offside or a high stick. Okay, Tampa Bay's got the puck back. They are. Did my light flicker? I hope not. Okay, so Tampa Bay still got it. They're back in their own end. And let's see. It is in the neutral zone. Tampa's got it. That might be offside. Nope, I don't think they're going to call it. They're trying to clear it out of their end, Tampa is, but somebody gloved it. I couldn't see who it was. It might have been Svechnikov. I call him Svech. He got a shot off, but it wasn't really anything crazy. Vasi locked it up pretty close. Kucherov is just firing away at anything and everything, which pays off eventually when you're Kucherov. Alrighty. So Tampa Bay is going to take the face-off in their own end, and they lose the face-off finally. And they're playing it along the boards. Tampa Bay does have the puck. They're looking to pass it up, and I don't think they're going to get – Stamkos might. Oh, that would have been a great chance for Tampa to finish it off, but they couldn't set up the pass. Hedman skates back, and trigger happy. Yeah, he will fire away. He doesn't care. He knows a lot of them are going to go in. Goes back into Tampa's end. They're looking to clear it. And Carolina's got it. They might have a good chance here. They've got the puck. Shoot from the blue line. Doesn't get in it to go. And it's turnover. And Kucherov has a good chance here going up the boards. Can't get it. Plays the puck back. Nope. Couldn't get it to go. And they're just going to have to play it. I think it's going to be an icing. Well, I can't imagine being one of these teams right now. I think if you're a Carolina fan, you're more nervous than a Tampa fan would be. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Natchez will get it. Natchez, I don't remember. So it's going to be a face-off in Carolina's end. And they're going to have to redo it. You know, it's tough. So they're going to go for it, and they might get a chance here. I don't know. The sticks are active. Yeah, the play-by-play is amazing. So they've got it down low. They're trying to get – the Carolina sticks are active right now, especially down low. It's really tough. If you want to get it, maybe a high slot. I don't know. You might have to just try to get them moving. Because right now they're just staying right towards the middle. And somebody trying to get it here. I think I can't see who it is. I feel like Hedman's going to try a high shot if he can get it off. They get the shot off. Mrazek saves it. And looks like they might have called the penalty here. What'd they call? Didn't see. Kucherov doesn't look happy, so it could be on him. What happened? Point tried to get that backhand going. What did Kucherov? Oh, I think he held the stick. Who was that he held the stick? Do I like the goalie swap for him? I mean, you got to switch it up. Holding the stick, yeah, that's what he got him for. Do I like the goalie swap? I don't think Nedeljkovic is a bad goalie, but I think you kind of want to go with the experience when you go into the road atmosphere down 0-2. I think Mrazek is a good goalie, so played well tonight. Gave up 2 power play goals. That's it on 37 shots. Tampa Bay's taking it up. Who knows? Point's been getting some good looks tonight. Maybe he can do it. But yeah, Nedeljkovic is not a bad goalie. So far, it's tough. He had a small sample size, but he played well. Carolina's got it. Dougie Hamilton's got the puck, but he couldn't get it in. I think that's Dougie. I can't see if it's got a 9 on the back of that jersey. Oh, that's going to be offsides if they take it, so they can't play it. Ooh, good shot. Couldn't get it to go, though. For Tampa Bay, that is. Tampa Bay's got it in their end. And who is 71? I'm blanking right now. I need to see it. Is that Sorelli? No, that's not Sorelli. It's is it? Does anybody know who 71 is? I cannot think of his name right now, and I can't get a good angle. Dougie Hamilton passes it. He gets it back at the high slot. He takes, no, I think he tries to pass it. They don't get it to go. Yeah, it is Cirelli. Okay, okay. Dougie Hamilton might just get it in that high slot, and they get the shot down low. They can't get it to go. Dougie Hamilton back up on the boards. Nachas to Dougie Hamilton. Dougie Hamilton, the unknown player because I can't see the number. And Carolina wins it. It looks like Aho has a goal. The Tampa Bay Lightning have a 2-1 lead, but in overtime, after giving up a 2-goal lead, the Carolina Hurricanes will be one game closer to breaking it even. So for Carolina Hurricanes fans, that has to feel amazing. For Lightning fans, I'm sure that's tough, but obviously you played well. And just a fun game overall. What an amazing game. Pretty sure it was Aho that scored it. We have to see the replay here. See if we can get a look. They just keep showing Kucherov with a sad face. Can't tell. Obviously, the celebration is going to, with the way that Aho is being shown, that has to be Aho. I think it's Aho. Yeah, I think it is Aho. If not, it's the deflection by Stahl. Yep, there we go. What a fun game. It is weird that the team with the least amount of shots win. I think that is going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you so much. We grew tremendously in this, and we had a great time. I enjoyed it so much. It was really fun. And even if we don't do it tomorrow, we will do it within the next 3 days. I guarantee it. Thank you so much, guys. I will let you off here. I'll give you a chance to say bye, and then we will end this. Thank you, everybody. No problem. I had a great time, everybody. Thank you, and have a good night.